Good morning and a hearty welcome to yet another very powerful morning and yet another very innovative, creative, and a dynamic deliberations, discussions today by the educators, by the technocrats, along with the counselors and the entire ecosystem of education empowerment in India and globally. We extend you a very warm welcome on behalf of ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, this morning. And today, on this very special day, 30th of January, ladies and gentlemen, we recognize the most innovative efforts of the Niti Aayog by launching Athel Tinkering Lab 2.0 on the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekanand ji. That was 12th of January 2021, because it is dedicated to the youth. It is dedicated to the youth empowerment and youth development and whatsoever we can do for the youth in India as well as overseas. So, while recognizing the efforts of Niti Aayog, let's convey our deep regards to Dr. Vijay Chauthaiwala ji, who is the in charge Foreign Affairs Department member, National Executive BJP, and he being a member of with the Niti Aayog, he played a very important and innovative role as far as the Athel Tinkering Lab and the Innovation Lab, the research, the creativity, and bringing India along with the Russian youth students and all that. Join a couple of programs. So he comes from the biotech background and great efforts by him. Dr. Rajiv Kumarji, the Honorable Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, his views also you will hear in a little while. We will play it for you, what they had given on 12th of January. Shri Amitabh Kanji, former bureaucrat and now the CEO, Niti Aayog, very innovative, very dynamic, very creative, right starting from Kerala, the God's own country, incredible India, and thereafter bringing sea change in innovations, creativity, and what all best can be done for Bharat. And then, of course, the source behind, the inspiration behind, the soldier on the ground, because it's always journal who finally tells from the top, but it's a soldier who fights and who brings everything on the ground. And that is Sri R. Ramananji, the mission director, Atal Innovation Mission, additional secretary at Niti Aayog. We convey our deep gratitudes and thanks to all of them and the entire team in Niti Aayog. Those have worked remarkably. And today we are focusing on Athel Tinkering Lab 2.0, which got released by the Niti Aayog on 12th of January. That's a Swami Vivekanandji's birthday, and that is being taken as Youth Day. So, ladies and gentlemen, our chamber, ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, since 1994, having served as a major in the Indian Army and having moved from there on deputation to the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, where with our team, we set up India's first travel and tourism institute for Government of India, for the ministry. And it's a very humble inputs which I wish to share with all of you, that with our team, we drafted the first MBA tourism for India, which was launched and on which I had gone on ground from university to university and place to place. I had moved in to basically start the MBA tourism for the first time in India. Before that, you had postgraduate program, graduate diploma programs, certificate programs, but there was no MBA degree. That I'm talking about way back in 1990. And then 1994 onwards, because a lot of people used to come from overseas, from abroad, and they used to tell that we need a platform and we need a vision, that something to be done basically for the non-resident Indian diaspora, people those have gone overseas, how can they contribute? So always we thought education is one sector, education is one fulcrum, where from a lot can be done in the country. And of course, service industry, where I have dedicated my entire life. I personally feel the services sector can do It's already contributing a lot to the GDP of India, but much more can be done. And it is health sector, education, tourism, hospitality, airlines, retail, logistics, transportation, and with that, media, entertainment, whatever you can think of. Services sector is at the backbone. Even for agriculture product to be sold and to be packed and to reach ultimate consumer, it is services. Manufacturing sector, once again you talk about, that's again is services. So micro, small and medium enterprise, we are very happy that our chamber has done a lot of job. Now, our heartiest congratulations to Niti Ayog and the entire team, which has basically worked on this particular mission. And we convey from our chamber deep thanks to them today, where they have come out with on 12th of January, on Swami Vivekananda's birthday, the Athel Tinkering Lab Handbook. That's a journey towards an innovative Atmanirbhar Bharat. What a great efforts. Our great salutations to all of you. Our deep regards to all of you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Niti Ayog, Atal Innovation Mission, because Atal Tinkering Lab is one of the area, but today it's a proud to share with all of you when we heard Ramananji and his views for 12th of January with Dr. Vijay Chothaiwala ji and Dr. Rajiv Kumar ji and others. It was a great scintillating to soothing to the heart and the spirit and the mind at this age, that lot is being done creative in this country, that more than 7,000 Atal Tinkering Lab already being established. The mission is to go to the 10,000 in near future, and then a lot of educators and the youth given hand holding by this particular innovative team. And Atal Innovation Mission, of course, they have got lots of areas what they are focusing on. When we salute them, because today we are focusing on Atal Tinkering Lab. So that's why, of course, Atal Innovation Mission. That is also a great what they are doing. Our great regards and salutations. And today, in a humble way, our chamber, along with Think Unique, we are trying to reach out world over, and we are bringing actual the implementer, the stakeholders, that is your principals, your headmasters, your directors, your teachers, your educators, and the end beneficiary, that is the youth of this country. So, International Chamber for Service Industry, ICSI, along with Think Unique, today as a part of our humble efforts, it is our 623rd webinar during this particular pandemic and corona. We started on 25th of March. We have come a long way, and you can't imagine how many educators across the world are the part of this particular platform now. And I convey today my deep gratitudes and thanks and salutations and regards to every principal, every teacher, every educator, every counselor, and particularly our technocrats. Like I have got my Ajay Kundalji and Dr. Chitra Kapoor, my team members, and then from Arunachal Pradesh, Madam Habungasha, and others, those are giving the direct push to this entire journey. Tirelessly, we are trying to put our humble efforts, and today we want to recognize the Niti Ayog efforts, and all these principals and educators and technocrats, they will deliberate and they will discuss in this particular virtual summit that is going to be very, very creative and innovative, where we want to come out with some new ideas, and we want to listen to these educators. What do they want to tell? What do they want to convey? How we can further put in humble inputs from our side. And this is going to be activity based learning approach today. That's something is very important. Now, when we talk about Atal Tinkering Lab, ladies and gentlemen, we have already discussed with you. This is very important. When you will go through Atal Tinkering Lab, what they released on 12th of January, the second part after 2 to 3 years. Now, when you go through this, you get the complete canvas roadmap, input, output, outcome, impact. This particular slide is one of the most innovative and important, and synthesized information, short, crisp, and to the point, where you can come to know what all efforts have been put in by Athel Tinkering Lab, Ramananji's team, and this is reaching the end beneficiary, the youth. Our chamber, in a very humble way, right from 25th of March, we are reaching out all the countries, all the continents, all the people, all the educators, trying and learning and sharing with them whatever they are doing. Our basic efforts and impact is, ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about global skills and you talk about global competencies, there we are focusing on soft skills and we are focusing on life management skills. And service industry is a very, very important. And one area which I would like to deliberate with all of us today, when I have gone through all the documents and all the information, first of all, my deep compliments and regards and gratitudes to all the stakeholders. But few components can also be incorporated, and one of them, because like you have got gamification in education, why not music should also be integral part of education? In Atal Tinkering Lab, we can emphasize on music as well. Music for mathematics, music for physics, music for chemistry, music for geography, music for history, music for any subject. Because music brings positivity in every child and music plays very important role. Our chamber would very strongly recommend to Ramananji that your team should consider, Niti Ayog should consider that with gamification, kindly bring music. We have done a lot of research. We would be more than happy to give the complimentary services from our chamber. What all we have done in a humble way in the last 26, 27 years, we would like to share and we would like to give complimentary whatever we can do from our side. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when we move further, this is a concept of finishing lab. That means like you have got a science lab, you've got a computer lab, you have got physics lab, you've got chemistry lab, you've got bio lab. Why not to have a finishing lab? And I always consider, sometimes people talk about smart school, smart school. Why don't we call it a creative school, creative school, creative school? Okay, we talk about smart cities. Why not to talk about smart villages as well? That is also very important. So anyway, because I come from a very humble background, from a government school where we used to sit on the floor, and from there, when I got into the Indian Army and I got the commission, new profile, and when I got to the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, new profile, and thereafter when I got onto this particular journey, altogether a new concept. So there's a great learning. We all learn. I'm a student today. I learn. I want to learn in a very humble way from everybody, and I make a lot of calls and I want to reach out everybody. किसी के भी कोई भी अच्छे efforts हैं, that should be recognized by all of us. That is something very important which we have to. So our chamber brought a concept way back in 1994 that we got to have a finishing lab. We got to have a finishing school. And I still recall we set up 13 finishing schools that point of time. And I'm very happy that when the policy of RUSA was being made, Rashtriya Uchitar Shiksha Abhiyan, and that is the concept of finishing school, when we got incorporated and discussed with them. And now today when I see the AICT website, All India Council for Technical Education, right on their homepage, they have got a finishing school. I'm very, very happy because efforts whatsoever can empower the humanity to be shared. Education, empowerment, and entrepreneurship. These are the three keywords. And this is not living skill, life skills. And this is not hard skills, this is soft skills. And we have made a tally of about 140 or 135 soft skills. Now we are proud of all these sector skill councils, Government of India. They're doing great job. We started with health sector, sector skill council initially. Then we moved on to entrepreneurship sector skill council. Then we went to media entertainment sector skill council. And nowadays, for the last couple of weeks, we are with the wellness sector skill council, because when the children and the teachers and everybody, they will come back to schools, colleges, universities, they will have a challenge, physical challenge, mental, kind of phobias and couple of problems. And with that come environmental, and with that comes so many areas to be considered. So wellness sector skill council, we are organizing in a very humble way 30 webinars per week reaching out world over to everyone the best possible way. And this is the journey onward, what we are taking from our chamber, teachers and youth empowerment in 2021. And ladies and gentlemen, there's a great learning, great learning. Initially, education was teacher centric. Then we moved on now in the new education policy 2021, where Athel Tinkering Lab is going to further give a lot of valuable inputs. It came to learning centric. Now, the corona, when during 9 months everybody was struggling and everybody adapted to the new technology and people have come on to, there we have started talking about teachers and facilitators. Teachers as facilitators, because information is available in plenty. Information is overloaded. Children are having so much of information, they do not know what to use, where to use, how to use, when to use, which way use to. That is something very important. So, what comes important over here to understand is that now education has moved from teacher centric to learning centric to facilitator. And now, the other day, I learned from Australia, one of the professor, when we were interacting, he gave me the new input and insight, and I got convinced. He says it is going to be a co-learner. It is going to be a co-learner. It is not going to be facilitator role, because children, they will have so much of information you can't imagine. So thereby it's going to be a co-learning now. So ladies and gentlemen, our chamber in 2021 is focusing on making education relevant, research and innovation, technology inputs, skills, competencies and capabilities. From skills, we have to move to competencies, competencies to capabilities. Because when you go through, you will come to know what is the difference between skill and competency. You have to move to the next stage. Then comes the micro, small and the medium enterprise. Then social entrepreneurship is very important. Now, when we are teaching innovation, when we are teaching everything, there are practical. Education should be relevant to our day-to-day life, my day-to-day living. It should be relevant to my whatever I am doing in my day activity before I go to sleep. Whatever is happening in my residence, my education should have a direct relevance with my life. So there, how to save water, how to keep my house clean, how not to throw garbage, whatsoever we call waste, how that should be turned into resource management, our health, our wellness. And when we talk about agriculture, why not organic? Why not nutritious? That's what the Honorable Prime Minister also keeps telling in Man Ki Baat. Today we have got a very important sessions when we start in the morning at 10:55, because after this we have got an important message from the Niti Aayog. So first technical session we are sharing, that is 10:55 to 11:55 early in the morning. From there we will move to the second technical session. The first technical session will be devoted and dedicated, how can tinkering labs help young minds to accelerate their ideas? Second would be, why is STEAM so important in early childhood education? Now it was STEM. Now come to STEAM. And when you talk about art, culture, heritage, whatever you're talking about, so dances, music, that's why I'm talking about music with education is very, very important. The other day, mother and a daughter, they came from for Bharatnatyam all the way from Tamil Nadu. And when they gave me 1 hour interface, I was moved. They told, when you perform Bharatnatyam, each and every part of your body, your movement, your concentration, your focusing, your remembrance, your coordination, the entire motor psycho, I mean to say, there was so much to learn from them. So when we have come to STEAM in the new education policy, I think in the Athel Tinkering Lab, music should be incorporated as an integral part of education eco-empowerment. So we will have the second session, why is STEAM so important in early childhood? And then we will come, how can various activities in schools help students? Then we will come on Athel. Yes, immediately post lunch, you have got 2 wonderful presentations by innovative, there are a lot of innovative people. I was talking to Mr. Anurag Gupta, and when I talked to him, so much I learned, and I was listening each and every word. What are they doing? How are they doing? What are they? So we want to give opportunity to all the corporate, so that they should reach out world over and they tell Indians are beautiful brains and they are very innovative. So we will have Atal Innovation Mission. We will talk about in the afternoon Atal Tinkering Labs, Atal Innovation Centers, and that will come from the STEM Robo. Then at 3:15 to 4 p.m., we will come at Atal Innovation Mission, Atal Tinkering Labs, Atal Innovation Center. Mr. Sharad Bansal, co-founder and the CEO, Tinkerly, they will come with us and we will work on. And this evening, ladies and gentlemen, your health is very important. When we are talking about your health and wellness, we started with Ministry of Ayush. I'm so grateful to all of them. The first lecture when we started after immediately the lockdown, and we have come a long way. Every week we have got a program on Ayurveda, and that is every Saturday at 6:30. Today again, Dr. Parmeshwar Arora ji is going to be there 6:30 this evening. And then Saturday evening is always dedicated to NRIs, non-resident Indians, Indian diaspora. Tonight you will have a special program at 8 p.m. One role of education to understand who are we. It's going to be a great talk. What we are going to have from all the way from United States and Coimbatore, and that we are going to share with all of us. This is a research which our chamber has done, and that is the synthesized information from the world over. B2B is no more to be called right now business to business. Let's call back to basics of life and sustainable development. That means how can we live in less? How can we survive in less? How we can help out each other the best possible way. It is collaborative, it is not competitive. So basic food, basic health, and basic education and digital mode. Earn and learn. That is the way you have to go by. From our chamber, we strongly believe whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together, making education relevant. Global confluence of educators, motivators, technocrats, counselors, wellness experts, corporate, government administrators, and decision makers. All of us, we got to come together. And today, while paying our deep regards and gratitudes to Niti Aayog and the entire team over there, those have come out with the launch of the Atal Tinkering Lab Handbook 2.0 live. And we are going to play the video which was initiated on Swami Vivekanandaji's birthday, 12th of January 2021. I would request my technical team to kindly play the video and we go ahead with the program. We are extending a very hearty welcome to all of you, and it's a pleasure to have all of you with us. And we are going to play a video coming all the way right from the Niti Aayog launch of Atal Tinkering Lab 2.0. And I will tell my technical team to play that video so that everybody can see it and everybody can come to know what exactly the Niti Aayog team has done with regard to 2.0, and that is the complete message which we all will get. We will get the idea what exactly is the future roadmap as far as Atal Tinkering Lab is concerned.
Whenever we would like to launch, you can just prompt me and I will share. Participants, to all the mentors, to all the young students, and to all the parents who may have logged on today. Good afternoon to everybody once again. I do hope every one of you is healthy, hearty, and safe in spite of these difficult COVID-19 circumstances, and that all of you are following the necessary safeguards advocated by your local institution, by the government, or by the health authorities. It is always indeed a pleasure and privilege for me and for the Athel Innovation Mission team to connect with all of you young students from across the country. A very happy New Year.
We are...
Yeah, and I hope that the new year brings good luck, good news, and welfare and well-being into the lives of both yours and your families. We are today in a very interesting moment where we have more than 7,000 operating Athel Tinkering Labs across the country, spanning over 680 districts, out of which 70% of our Athel Tinkering Labs are in government and government-aided organizations. Over 70% are in girls and co-ed schools. And we have close to about 3.5 to 4 million young students from schools all over the country enjoying the benefits of tinkering, of innovating, of creating solutions for problems they see in and around the community using these latest technologies like 3D printing, robotics, IoT devices, miniaturized electronics, and other devices that are available, including augmented virtual reality. Over the last 6 months, in spite of the COVID-19 crisis, we have, as all of you are aware, launched a series of initiatives for you to be able to engage fruitfully and interactively with Athel Innovation Mission through Tinker from Home modules. And these have included artificial intelligence basic and step-up modules that were launched along with NASCOM. It has included uh, game development modules launched with Dell, both basic, advanced, and intermediate modules. We launched the 3D design module, CollabCAD, along with NIC. We launched digital creativity and skills development module with Adobe. And then we have launched app development learning modules, both for teachers as well as for mentors and the students, along with Plesmo. And all of these have had tremendous response from many of you. In fact, many of you have, and as I know, more than 70,000 to 80,000 of you are connected to us on our YouTube channel, and you are following all the online resources that have been made available at your disposal. But one of the important things that has been a great tool, now that handbook gives you a detailed insight into the operations and the working of the Athel Tinkering Lab, how you apply for it, how do you use it, how do you ensure that it drives innovation, entrepreneurial spirit into our young students, how you ensure that you can participate and collaborate among the schools themselves through the Tinker Fest, how you can participate in tinkering marathons, what is the expectation from a mentor, from a teacher, from a principal, and how do you organize yourself to be using the Athel Tinkering Labs in an outcome-oriented manner. How do you use the dashboards, for example, for filling in the data that your school is doing and thereby able to track your own innovation progress in the school at an individual level or in comparison to others. Now, these tools have been made clearly documented in a documented manner, made available to every one of you through the Tinkering Lab Handbook. We are very proud today to release the second version of this handbook in the honorable presence of Dr. Vijay Chautewale, who's been a member of the Mission High Level Committee of Athel Innovation Mission from its inception, and who has guided us, who has helped us, who has mentored us in being able to implement many of our initiatives that we have been doing, including Athel Tinkering Labs, Athel Incubators, Athel New India Challenges, Athel Community Innovation Centers, and Arise Challenges, besides the Mentors of Change initiatives that we have launched across the country. And therefore, we are honored by his physical presence as well as his encouragement to Athel Innovation Mission at all times. And he, along with Dr. R.C. Meena from the secondary education, will be inaugurating the Athel Tinkering Lab Handbook. It is indeed a proud moment for all of us young students, for you to be able to get advantage of what we are making available to you for your own growth, for your innovation, for becoming potential job creators in our country. With that, I would like to have Dr. Vijay Chaudhary share his views on the national level vision of the Athel Innovation Mission as well as the ATL program. It would be great to hear from you, sir, your experience, your views, and your suggestions as to how we can move forward on the innovation journey for the young students of our schools and for our own country.
Thank you, Mr. Raman. It was indeed a great pleasure to be associated with you and the entire team of Atal Innovation Mission for last 3-4 years. This is a great learning experience even for me, how the innovation ecosystem is being inculcated through various programs of Atal Innovation Mission, and which is still continuing. And the core of this activity of the innovation mission is, of course, is Uttar Tinkering Labs. And now we started with few hundred in 1 year, in the first year, and now we have reached close to 7,000, and we will very soon cross 10,000, which is quite remarkable culture and the silent revolution as envisaged by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, who always has said that innovation is the key for the country's progress in the modern era. This has also helped students who otherwise are not able to play with the scientific concept, try to visualize it actually happening, and also generate more curiosity, which is the basis of all scientific inventions and innovations. So in that respect also, Atal Tinkering Labs has played a significant role and some in creating some frugal solutions, very localized solutions, low cost solutions, and that also is the great success of our mission. And I am very humbled to see the progress of this. Coincidentally, today is also of the great sage Swami Vivekananda, who has always had a very modern outlook, and those who may not be aware that he is the one who actually inspired Sir Jamshedji Tata to establish a scientific institute, which now we call it as a Indian Institute of Sciences, the premier institute based in Bangalore, which was initially called as Tata Institute. But the inspiration came from Swami Vivekananda when he made Sir Jamshedji Tata on a ship while commuting from Japan to Vancouver, Canada. And they had a great dialogue, and it is very well documented in the letters written by Jamshedji Tata to Swamiji. One of the things I would like to quote about science and innovation and how Swamiji used to think about all these issues. And we must understand that these were the times when India was frequented with very strong years after years of famine and droughts, and the malnutrition was the key problem. And you know what he has said in the one of the letters to his disciples, and I quote, "If India is to live and prosper, and if there is to be an Indian nation which will have its place in the ranks of great nations of the world, the food question must be solved first of all. And in these days of keen competition, it can only be solved by letting the light of modern science penetrate every pore of the two giant feeders of mankind, agriculture and commerce." So he actually is using his system to say that the science should be the basis for both solving the immediate issues like food and also the commerce. So trade and commercial activities also should be based on innovation and science. So through this, we are also able to give our tribute to this great visionary sage of India. In last 5-6 years, Government of India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji, has taken several initiatives to inculcate innovation ecosystem across India, and the Startup India program, uh, which he has started, has also made several policy level changes, so that startup ecosystem can be nurtured in this country. Take the risk, because nothing happens in the world without risk, and scientific risks are always faced with some failures. So the second message to the students I would like to give is that don't fear don't have fear about the failures. Scientific failures is the part of the life, and with every failure you will learn and you will try to innovate more and more if you keep your eyes open and keep your minds open. So with this, I wish all of you all the best, and take full utilization of the facilities that have been created by the Tinkering Labs, and choose your sciences and innovation as the career path in your life. So wish you all the best.
Thank you, Vijay ji. I just wanted to also, you were the person who encouraged us and actually enabled us to form a relationship with Russia, with the Sirius group in Russia, so that our young ATL students are able to work jointly along with Russian students to create innovations. I just wanted your views on how important it is for Athel Innovation Mission students to network like this amongst each other, not only between countries that you have enabled now with Sirius, and now we are extending that to other countries, but also within a particular region and within a particular within our own country. If you can share some thoughts on what this really helps the students as well as the teachers and the mentors.
So thank you, Mr. Anand. I guess I'm getting a lot of echoes of myself. So now it is stopped. Yeah, it is good. Yeah. So Atal Innovation Mission collaboration with this Russian Institute of Sirius is one of the unique one, and I don't see any parallel examples, maybe even at a global level. And what it has done actually is that it has enabled the students from India, some bright minds, young minds from India, to collaborate with equally good and bright minds in Russia and try to address some issues. What we have found out that there are certain skill sets and inherent strengths of Indian students which are complemented with the inherent strengths and intellect of Russian students. And this collaboration has come out with some of the fantastic solutions and ideas in a very short period of time. Even though the language was a barrier, the culture was definitely a barrier, weather was a barrier, but the students were able to overcome all these barriers and work together. This international exposure is definitely one good experience for the students of India. But at the same time, I would also see it as a very important steps, because the science is no more can be seen and developed in silos. So if I know every one part of the technology, there is less likelihood that I will be successful unless it is complemented by other parts of the technology. And such kind of international collaboration actually gives a very complementary atmosphere to make the innovation more successful. So I'm will be interested and who are interested to work with us with Atal Innovation Mission to have a similar kind of collaborative model. I'm sure we will implement it very soon. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Vijay ji. And indeed, what you're saying is so very true. When there is diversity of thought and when there is diversity of even people, the new ideas that come together and they are able to create very powerful innovations that has been visible through this Athel Innovation Mission Series interaction, as well as many other interactions that we have been able to facilitate. And finally, before I close, because I think Dr. Meena, for some reason, has got held up, I have only one more question. See, during this COVID-19 crisis, most of the students have been from home, and they have been actually using all these modules to learn and tinker, and particularly app development and so on. And many of the students innovatively came up with solutions like masks and preventive equipment and so on. You, sir, are from the healthcare field. You are an expert in biotechnology yourself. You have been involved in many research activities. Can you share a little light on how important healthcare and research areas are now becoming more and more applicable to our young students here? Because that is something that may be of great interest to them in the years to come. You have to unmute yourself, sir.
In our ancient scriptures also it is said that Shariram Adyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. That means the healthy body is the first necessity to achieve any great goal, Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. So therefore, especially during pandemic and after pandemic, health has become one of the top concerns of everyone. It may be politicians, leaders, policymakers, business people, and also the common people. And we are doing a lot of other innovative things in this respect. And therefore, it's a great learning experience for all of us that we at no time can ignore the importance of good health and healthy. And therefore, in that respect, a lot of new things have been done in India. For example, we were actually importing all our protection kits, PPEs, but very soon we not only became Atmanirbhar, but also we have started exporting it. We have supplied this SCQ to more than 150 countries all over the world, small and big. And in many cases, we have given them free where they couldn't afford these medicines. We are also now will be playing a major role in supply of vaccine through the world by our gigantic manufacturing facilities of vaccine. So India, the way it has coped with COVID, as well as how global alliance to fight this pandemic has become a great example to everyone. And we all should be proud of it. And at the same time, it becomes our responsibility, especially again for the young people, to keep your body very healthy and have a good balance of physical exercise and studies, etc., so that you can face these challenges in future too. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay. And indeed, I think recalling back the words of Swami Vivekananda, he said, if you can believe in 1,000 gods and goddesses, but do not have belief in yourself, you're doomed. So I think the Athel Innovation Mission gives everybody an opportunity to believe in themselves and to be able to create innovations, convert their ideas and imaginations into real products that can be of great use to society. And therefore, I do hope that not only this Athel Tinkering Lab, but all the other initiatives that AIM has will be able to build the Atmanirbhar Bharat of our dreams. And with that, we request the pleasure of you inaugurating the ATL Tinkering Lab Handbook, Dr. Vijay. Ronak, can you please switch it on so that Dr. Vijay can inaugurate it? And subsequent to that, we'll play a small video message from our Vice Chairman, Rajiv Kumar. So please, you can declare it open and then we can.
So I'm glad to open the Athel. Sure, it will experience to know what Athel Tinkering Lab is doing and is planning to do in future too. So
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So this handbook, I'm not going to go into the details, but essentially it covers not only how we go about the process of selecting an adult tinkering lab, but how do we operationalize it? How do we make sure that it delivers on the outcomes that we want? And how do we make sure that everybody sharing of best practices is enabled through the Athel Innovation Mission and through the various initiatives that it has. So it is a Bible for every one of you to go through, to understand and to see. And it is very well illustrated. You have barcodes there, and if you scan it, QR codes, it will automatically take you to a link, website link, where it will give you more details of that particular chapter or that particular article that we are talking about. If you scan through the pages, you'll see this QR code links. Can you show one of the QR code links? Selection of the tinkering lab and go down. So for example, here there is a ATL guidelines. So all you have to do is use your mobile phone or scan it, and then automatically either you can click on the link that is given, or you can scan it and you can see it on your mobile. So we have made it very, very easy for you to understand and to be able to use it and to operate it and so on and so forth. So I do hope this will bring tremendous benefit in your understanding of the use of the Athel Tinkering Lab and leveraging it for becoming innovators of the future. With that, Ronak, can I ask you to quickly play the VC's message on this particular occasion? Or the CEO's message, I don't know which one. You have both the messages, you can.
Sure, sure. One moment.
Athel Innovation Mission is a flagship initiative of NITI Aayog to create and promote an ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship in the country. Athel Tinkering Labs are one of the initiatives of the Athel Innovation Mission, which is aimed at imbibing a problem-solving, innovative mindset in our school children and to nurture within them an entrepreneurial spirit in each and every one of our young innovators. It is undoubtedly true that the young tinkerers of our country, the students who work in the Athel Tinkering Labs, will become the drivers of innovation, which is required to make India into Atmanirbhar Bharat and create a ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship in the country. These qualities are also emphasized in our new education policy, and therefore I can see that there will be a great deal of synergy between the Athel Tinkering Lab, the other objectives of Athel Innovation Mission, and our new economic policy. The youth of our country need to take a front seat in our growth journey to transform us into a middle-income country as we go forward, and for ensuring the ease of living and higher welfare levels for those at the bottom of our pyramid. Athel Innovation Mission, housed in NITI Aayog, is perhaps a first of its kind intervention by the Government of India to foster the game-changing spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship in a holistic manner. The Athel Tinkering Labs synchronize deeply with the new education policy, and they are revolutionizing education in an unprecedented manner. I am actually humbled to witness the promising innovations created by these young pioneers who attempt to solve community issues. Their unconventional thinking and the encouragement given to them to ask the questions from their mentors and from their teachers will surely create a new generation of innovators, and students who are going to take the frontiers of science forward. Today, on the 12th of January, which is the occasion of the Vivekananda Jayanti, we are launching the second version of the ATL Handbook. This encompasses the 3 years experience on the ground done by the team of Athel Innovation Mission, and which have created a framework embodying 4 key pillars. These are selection, establishment, enablement, and celebration. This handbook is one of the important additions to Niti Aayog's arsenal of and work, and it is rich with experience and intervention. I sincerely thank all the IATL schools, teachers, mentors, students, and their family members who have put their faith in this program. I deeply acknowledge the efforts of the AIM team and the officials and management of Niti Aayog who have helped to formalize and prepare this document. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Rajiv Kumar, for that inspiring message. And we are all committed to make sure that the objectives of Athel Innovation Mission will be met through our initiatives, as well as through the help that we receive from the principals, teachers, mentors, and the parents of the students. With that, do we have another video to play, Ronak, or is that?
So that's it.
Okay, great. So with that, we come to the conclusion of this program. Let me, before I close, thank the entire Athel Innovation Mission team for putting tremendous hours of work and working in the background to make sure that the AIM initiatives are successful. We have with us the AIM team here, Dipali Upadhyay, who is heading the Athel Innovation Mission ATL Tinkering Lab program. We have Ronak, Naba, Madhuri, Shashank, Ranjan Das, Manglesh Yadav. We have Ishita Agarwal, who has been leading the AIC program up till recently, but now is looking after corporate relationships and partnerships. We also have all the other people who are participating. Swati Kishore, who looks after the Mentors of Change initiative. I want to thank every one of them for playing a very, very important role in not only the evolution of Athel Innovation Mission, but in the implementation of its initiatives and in interacting with all of you. And finally, thank you once again, Dr. Vijay, for always being there, encouraging us all the time. And we thank you for your valuable time in spite of your very, very busy schedule. With that, I do hope that all of you are able to use these resources for the benefit of the school and the students. And I want to thank you all once again for actively participating in the initiatives of Athel Innovation Mission. This is Ramanan, Mission Director, Athel Innovation Mission. Have a very good evening. Thank you and all the very best.
Thank you. That was wonderful. That was amazing. That was amazing. And that is the efforts with the launch of the Uttar Tinkering Lab mission. That's a part 2. And they launched it on 12th of January on Swami Vivekananda's birthday. That's remarkable, linking with the youth to empower the entire education ecosystem. And something very nicely Ramananji mentioned over there, when Sir Jamshedji Tata, he was traveling by a ship from Japan to Vancouver, and he met Swami Vivekanandaji at that point of time, and they both deliberated. And today what you see, Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. Imagine when creative people, dynamic people, innovative people, and futuristic people and positive people, when they meet on a common platform, small, humble inputs can bring wonders on this planet by all of us together. And that's the way we can work on, that's the way we can plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, hearty welcome this morning to all of you. And we start our beautiful morning. We are going to have the now first session, and that is going to be when we talk about the first session, and there it is. That is, how can Tinkering Lab help young minds to accelerate their ideas? Practical exposure to STEAM. And once again, I will re-emphasize, as I mentioned before, playing the efforts of Niti Aayog. I did discuss over there that it's very important when we have moved from STEM to STEAM. When you talk about the art, the culture, the craft, and everything whatsoever is the talent of every child, why music should not be the integral part of education ecosystem and empowerment, particularly this post COVID, when children have got lots of when they will come to schools and institutions with a lot of baggage. So anyway, we'll talk about practical exposure to STEAM, generate ideas to solve real life problems, hands-on learning. And this morning, ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have our distinguished guest, distinguished speaker, distinguished teachers, distinguished principals, whatsoever name you want to give. मेरे लिए गुरुजन हैं ये सब लोग. So we extend a very hearty welcome to all of them. Mr. N.V. Sarat Chandran ji, the manager, Doon Public School, that is New Delhi. Dr. Archana Gaba ji, Chief Learning Officer, Saint Kabir Gurukul, Jalalabad, Punjab. Dr. Sunanda K.C., Ratyanam International Public School, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Dr. Minakshi Narulaji, Principal, Shamford Futuristic K to 12 School, that is in Uttar Pradesh. We extend them a very warm welcome, very hearty welcome. It's a pleasure to have them. Namaskar, pranam, आपका हार्दिक अभिनंदन, हार्दिक स्वागत. और जो इंसान शनिवार को अपना कुछ समय दे दे, उसको तो नतमस्तक होना चाहिए, क्योंकि सब लोग शनिवार और इतवार को छुट्टी की बातचीत करते हैं. और दूसरी बात, डॉक्टर सुनंदा मैम को आज का सुबह कौन बनेगा करोड़पति का पहला अवार्ड जाएगा, because she was the first to log in this morning and she was watching, smiling, coming on the screen, disappearing from the screen, again coming on the screen. She said, let me listen everything very carefully. So ladies and gentlemen, like it starts in the Kaun Banega Karodpati, today we give the first 1,000 rupees award to the first login person, and that is going to Dr. Sunanda KC. That is from Coimbatore. Vanakkam, vanakkam. That's a pleasure. Because it's a how you come and how you join and how you become a part of something, that is something remarkable. So Sarat Chandran ji is not visible to me right now. He may join us little later. And Archana ji has also come. Sunanda ji is already there. Dr. Minakshi, I think she would also join in a little while. So I extend a very warm welcome to all of us, everybody, whosoever directly, indirectly have joined, whether on Zoom or on watch party, or those are hiding and they don't want to share, because sometimes you feel, why should I learn from Dr. Sunanda? I have grown so much in my life, in my age, in my wisdom. Why should I learn from Dr. Archana Gaba? Why should I? Oh, she doesn't know more than me. I have walked this planet for 72 years. No, no, no. Age has got no criteria. Place has got no criteria. Learning should go on till the last breath on this planet. And that's what we got to pick up. It's not only learning, relearning, up-learning, velocity-based learning, speed-based learning. It is a lifelong learning. That is the way I look at the whole thing as a humble soldier from the armed forces. I always look at it from that point of view. So with these words, if Dr. Archana Gaba would be kind enough, the person who came first in the morning, if I can start my day with her, it's entirely both the ladies. You can decide. I am very humble, fold my hands, never ever come in between ladies. Let them decide what do they want and which they want, which they want. So with these words, Hearty welcome and pleasure to have all of you joining us this morning. Because unless you don't have laughter, happiness, education should not be dry. It should be musical. It should be fun. It should be scintillating. It should be musical all the time. Yes. So both the ladies decide. Dr. Archana ma'am, what would you like to tell Dr. Sunanda?
A very warm good morning to both of you, Gulshan sir, Sunanda ma'am, and sir, whom I can't still see. And because Sunanda ma'am is the first to arrive and she has got the first prize also for arriving, before time. So I'm really looking forward to hear from her first. That would be the best start of this session, I believe.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Gurukul Parampara. That is Gurukul Parampara. Great, that's a humble way. So, Dr. Sunanda ma'am, you are the first to start this and kick off the discussion and deliberation. How can Tinkering Lab help young minds to accelerate their ideas? Because today is a very innovative day and we are going to talk all innovative, no theoretical, all practical and happiness. Happiness all around. Dr. Sunanda ma'am, hearty welcome. Vanakkam, 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 vanakkam.
A very good morning, and thank you so much, Dr. Sharma. Thank you so much, Dr. Archana Gaba, for for the warm welcome that I got. Thank you so much. So this topic I think was very, very interesting for me because we've just started out as a young school with the Adult Tinkering Lab. And if I may, I shall just share the screen for a PPT so that at least you'll know the kind of journey that we have gone through, what we do, and how Tinkering Lab has helped us as a school to innovate, to accelerate young thinking, the youngsters as young as just 11-year-olds who think and want to innovate things. So I'll just start it off with my PPT. I'll just share the screen. 1 second.
And all the participants, those are joining us, kindly keep sharing your views. And Dr. Archana Gava ma'am, you also keep posting your views in between. What do you think? And when you speak, I'll post it for you. Gurukul Parampara, Gurukul Parampara, Guru Shishya Parampara. Yes. We can see your screen, ma'am, but your mic has gone mute. Your mic has gone mute. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So I wish to just begin with what AIM and ATL stands for. Now, if you see, when I began with ATL, Athel Tinkering Lab, these are the things that actually caught my eye. And I think it's important that we, just go through it one more time just to remind us of what it actually stands for. Now, this Athel Innovation Mission, it says, is the Government of India's flagship initiative to create and promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship across the length and breadth of our country. And Athel Tinkering Lab, run by the AIM under Niti Aayog, is to foster curiosity and innovative mindset in young students across India to encourage research and innovation in schools across the country. And that, this is what attracted me the most. And I think that is something that our school has gone a long way doing. And so I feel these are things that we need to look into from time to time just to see that, we are right there on the right track. Now, these are the topics that we had taken up. Some of the topics that was given by the Athel Tinkering Lab to help our children. Now, if you look at this, whether it's ideation, design thinking, computational thinking, 3D design, drone, AI-based, gaming, whatever it is, you see that, children as young as grade 6, that is 11-year-old, would be doing something that is way beyond the textbooks. And the best part, what I thought was absolutely interesting, was that they have a huge platform to think, to brainstorm, to bring out the ideas, to talk about something that is something different, something away from the textbook. So our children have really enjoyed it, and the thing is, they do not stop with what ATL has given them. Now, if it is design thinking, or whether it's computational thinking, or even 3D design printing, they listen to what the ATL teacher has to teach them, and they don't stop there. The thing is, they go around research, go way beyond that too. And I think that is something that the Tinkering Lab has definitely helped and come a long way, helping our children do this, to get to do thinking in the first place. And that's and ATL Lab, the Athel Tinkering Lab has become a platform for them to think, to bring out the ideas and to think beyond. And I think that was something that was exceptional, that was good. And because all this time, before we had the Tinkering Lab, there was no platform for them to put something forward, to give for time to just brainstorm. That was something that they did not have. And with the Tinkering Lab, they not only have the time to put their ideas across, have somebody to guide them, with their thinking, and then put it across, make it happen, even if it, bring a prototype onto the table, and to think that, whatever they thought has actually come into reality. And that has helped quite a bit. And then, if you see, I just want to also just tell you the role of all these people who have helped in our children to reach where they are. Now, the ATL mentors, now every ATL Tinkering Lab has ATL mentors, maybe 3 or 4 ATL mentors. And I must say that these ATL mentors have been of great help, beyond the ATL in charge, because our school has an ATL in charge. And beyond this, we have these ATL mentors who help our children, give them all the platform that they want, and to guide them with, topics that they've never touched upon before, right? And so, they help out whenever and wherever is required. And the best part, the ATL mentors not only train the students, they train other teachers too. And it doesn't stop there. When a child comes up with a particular topic, a particular idea that seems good, and they want to take it further up, either the ATL mentors or the ATL in charge, whoever, immediately contacts the experts in these subjects, and then gives them more input onto that, and helps them to widen that, to make it a perfect thing. And then all these ATL mentors and teachers definitely help them to gather as much information as they can for from the online resources, and having those industrial tie-ups. That comes a long way, because these are things that the children were not exposed to all along. And right now they have a platform, they have help, very, very accessible, easy help that they got. And that is something very, very amazing, because even if they have a little thing that they have their doubts on, or they think it doesn't work, and then there are experts there to tell them, okay, it does, it can, there are things that we could help you out with. And this is something that I feel has helped these young minds to do a lot more than the kind of limited help they would have got otherwise. Now, another thing that I think that was so very good about this Tinkering Lab is that they have a very, very well planned ATL calendar. And going by that, we make sure that a student touches upon every aspect of that, the calendar, every topic that is out there. And then it doesn't stop there. And we don't stop with the ATL teacher. It spreads on to training the staff, because all the teachers in our school right now has been trained for some topic or the other of those topics that I've shown you earlier. And we train the staff. And it doesn't stop there. We not only does it stop with training our students inside the school, but we reach out to the community. What better thing is there when we not only have our community students benefit out of this ATL in that one area. We have this ATL lab, and help goes out into the community. So it's not restricted with our school, but it's spreads out among other schools too. And we've got splendid ideas from other children outside the school. And then just something that was very remarkable is the way that we need to keep updating the dashboard to tell the ATL, the innovation mission, what we've been doing every month. And so this dashboard needs to be updated every month. So what happens is we make sure that things are happening. Everything is on track. And happily, I would say that 2020 has been a great year for us, because we won the ATL of the month, the school that won the ATL of the month 5 times in 2020. So we were quite happy with it, simply because we were right there on track, getting things going, and keeping our activities going even during the pandemic. Then I had a small discussion with a group of children when they were doing this design thinking, and this is how the idea has gone into them. That is when I actually understood they have a splendid platform to put their ideas across. And this is what a child told me. He was saying that, ma'am, first what we do is we put the idea across, then we look into what are the materials required. We brainstorm. That means the teacher and the group of students who are into that particular idea brainstorm, think about, discuss, and then they look into what are the materials required. Then they think about the advantage and the disadvantage of this thing that they've thought about, and what exactly is this output going to look like? What is it going to be? And then it doesn't stop there. They go way beyond that to think about whether it's going to be economical, because it's one day probably going into the community, into the market, and they need to make it economical, and it needs to be eco-friendly, and then it needs to be a good contribution to the society. And then finally, they make a small prototype in the lab. So that is like, hands-on, that happens, there, right there in front of the eyes, and it just happens. And that encourages other children to think, to bring it forth, and to make it happen. So this is just one of those topics that came up, and the children shared this with me. And these are some of the things that our children from our ATL lab had made. And during this pandemic, the first thing in March and around in April, one of our grade 6 students made this, which is a sensor-based hand sanitizer. That was at the time where, COVID-19 was pretty rampant, and, people were having a lot of fear in their minds. And then we had a grade 6 student saying that, even touching the hand sanitizer bottle can be pretty unsafe. There could be germs there. And so he made one, where, the hand sanitizer can be taken out of this bottle without even touching it, because there's a hand, sensor-based hand sanitizer. He's only in grade 6. I cannot imagine, during our times, we were younger days, we didn't have a platform. Even if we had an idea, there was no place where we could, bring it forth, see it happening. And he had made a sensor-based hand sanitizer. So that was a proud moment for us, because, here was a child who thought of something that would help people, and it was just as economical as well. And these are some of the things that our children, had made in the ATL, in the tinkering labs. And this is a sensor-based blind stick, where the blind stick would help the person who is blind to move in the right direction, and if it comes across any obstacle or objects, it starts making a sound. So that is something that would help the society. And then they also made an automated irrigation, a model where they had, water that can help irrigation with the help of sensors to, ensure that the pH value of the soil is correct, and various other things connected with the farm. And all this came out in the lab, and I think that was quite a huge proud moment for us, because once they made these models, they did go for inter-school and other competitions, and they came out as winners. So that helped, that encouraged others also to move into this lab. And then we have this water level indicator, and that's one thing where the tanks may get filled up and the water flows out, and there's so much of water getting wasted. So they thought of this water level indicator, where the minute the water rises up, there's an indicator which shows that the water has reached a particular level. So that was also something that the children made, and they were able to see it and make it happen with help from the teachers. And that is something that our children, just as young as 11, 12, 13-year-olds, doing this. There was one child who made safety gloves for women. So that was, something that, they felt that, women need to be safe. And they made a glove that could send in an electric shock in case, there's some, problem facing them. And then there are other things that they've designed, and they're still in the thinking process, where they have a bracelet that sends an emergency message to their loved ones. And there was also a kind of a drone that the children had made, where the drone can sense the methyl content in a garbage heap, and see that something has to be done with the kind of garbage that gets piled up. So these are things that our children have made, and I'm very, very, very proud of their achievements. It's all happened only because of these tinkering labs, giving them a platform to think, to get it across, and to make it happen. So I definitely feel that Tinkering Lab is that one place where young minds can accelerate their ideas and make it happen with all the help from the experts, easily at hand, accessible, where they can clarify their doubts, work it out, and then see that it's happening. And then very soon, I'm sure our children will go into patenting and getting things done in that level. And so I'm happy and I'm thankful that I got this opportunity to tell you what our children have done to make sure that Tinkering Lab has helped in every way possible. Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was wonderful. Very kind of you. And it was splendid presentation. I must appreciate that. And you have given all the valuable inputs. God bless you, ma'am. And keep shining, keep growing, keep your children being empowered all the time, all of us together. And Coimbatore, Vanakkam, we started with that. And that is something, see, now Gurukul is also clapping. Imagine, Gurukul is also clapping. That's the way, all of us together. So with these words, we will go to Dr. Archana Gaba ma'am, the Chief Learning Officer, St. Kabir Gurukul, Jalalabad, Punjab. And we will have her views. And Sunanda ma'am, you have got so much over there, because Sadhguruji's entire setup is in Coimbatore. Then there is a lady from Karnataka. Yes. There's a lady from Karnataka. She's associated with us, and she's an authority on teaching Sanskrit in 10 days. Teaching Sanskrit in 10 days.
Oh, I...
And there are so many great souls over there. A couple of other stories with Coimbatore we have discussed. And there's a professor, Robert Inbakaran in Australia, in Melbourne. He's again from Coimbatore. So, आपको आज सुबह का ₹1 मिलता है. आपको हम चैट बॉक्स पे अपना मोबाइल नंबर भेजेंगे. आप हमको व्हाट्सएप भेजिएगा. और आज डॉक्टर अर्चना गाबा मैम की तरफ से आपको ₹1000 दिया जाता है. Let's start.
Of course.
Pleasure, because
of course.
Dr.
Anything.
Dr. Ma'am, I would say only one thing. I would say only one thing. You have covered all the points beautifully and all. I would request all teachers, all principals, all educators, please start bringing. अभी मेरे को उनका नाम याद नहीं आ रहा. There's a South Indian, very powerful speaker, wonderful speaker. His grandfather was a part of formulating Indian Constitution with Ambedkar ji, Ramachandran ji or something, some name. He is in United States, and he the other day told why humor is not a part of curriculum, why people don't laugh, why people don't smile. He told humor should be integral part of education. And last 8 years we are working from our chamber. आपका innovation lab में सब कुछ है, आपका Athel Tinkering Lab में सब कुछ है. Can I make a humble request that maybe some students should work music therapy for education? Music therapy. Music can teach mathematics. Music can teach physics. Music can teach chemistry, biology, geography, history. The other day, there was a gentleman from Kerala, Mr. Thomas, who is based out of Mumbai, and he gave a talk on music to empower education as a media entertainment sector skill council. And if I start counting, it will be evening. So that's why I don't want to get into the details. There are so many qualities you can develop in children. Leadership quality and psychomotoric. There are a couple of things we will talk about. Dr. Archana Gaba, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And such a beautiful presentation it was, Sunanda ma'am. And the kind of work your children are doing, it's really impressive. Under your leadership, I'm sure the school is going to shine even brighter. So with the launch of the book, Sharma sir, you have already, you and the sir who was speaking earlier have already tackled the what part of ATL. And Sunanda ma'am has told the how part. So I would rather want to take up the why part now. And as I will not be using any PPT, my mentor used to quote a writer who said once that as power corrupts politicians, PowerPoint corrupts educators. Just on a lighter note, with no offense meant for my esteemed colleagues, please use PowerPoints. I understand that way better. But sir used to, say that, my mentor used to say that. So I would want to, express my ideas on why we needed this ATL lab, because it's not only for our school leaders, but even a child who is starting his life journey will, need to innovate at every step. And before innovation, they need to have an innovision. So that vision is actually, which gave birth to this idea of tinkering. And kids, being we all human beings being explorer by default, a child when he starts or she starts playing with the toys, the first thing they do is they take those toys apart. So tinkering is something which is inbuilt in us. And I believe if we look at the the progress of science, we can notice that it goes the same way, just like a child learns to create. Like first, they start, visualizing, they start understanding things, they break, they visualize, and then, they design it in their mind, they create, say, 3D models. And once the 3D models are created, just like mankind did, we came to the electricity after we had wheel and fire and machines. So after industrial revolution, we had this with industrial revolution, I mean, it was electrifying everything. People were electrifying every tool that could be available. And after electrifying, we went on to cognifying everything. With the help of computer, we gave all these tools a brain. And now that cognifying is going to another level with the advent of artificial intelligence. So I believe this is the journey every child, everybody has to, go through when they intend to innovate. And innovation is something which we have been lacking, because of which so many times we are facing the criticism of our education system. And that is the reason which brought this new education policy, which is focusing nothing more than what kids will actually be doing through ATL, that is the experiential part of learning. So my, submission on this is that, just as sir said, not only humor and music, every extracurricular, and with a suitable infrastructure and unstructured time. That has been one challenge because of which even this ATL, is under the risk of getting failed. If we cannot manage to give our children some free time, some unstructured time, and some freedom to make mistakes. I remember a time when we did this, that for this 1 month, we shall be honoring the mistake makers. So you have to do something, and you are okay to make as many mistakes as you do. What we will be, rewarding you on is, first criteria would be what actually you were trying to create, what solution you were trying to create. And secondly, how many times you made a mistake, but you still didn't give up. And it was, it gave such confidence to children that those who were totally backbenchers, who never, ventured to answer a question, they were the keenest ones to work on various projects. And this became such a fun activity. The science exhibition actually became a fun exhibition because everybody brought something, even if it was a very, simple, humble prototype of a tandoor, people use in their homes in Punjab. So my submission is this only, that with this ideation, with whatever students design, and then they create the prototype and the processes that they go through, and they do the SWOT, advantages, disadvantages, risk, and everything. With all these, we are helping them to get ready for this VUCA world, the fourth industrial age. But at the same time, we need to develop in our school systems a patience with their mistakes, a patience with their slow speed sometimes, and a patience with the way they will be taking up these steps, because not everybody will be able to create something, not everybody will be able to do a project in a certain time frame, but at least they all are doing. That should be the purpose. And we need to have really safer places for children to explore life as it is, because then ATL will not only be teaching them STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Then ATL will be teaching them life skills also. Because if they experience life through these labs, through these activities, that is when we shall be, fulfilling the promise that we do to all the children at the time of admissions. That is of giving them the opportunities for holistic development. So this is what I want to say, and I want to conclude this with a very beautiful couplet by Dr. Bashir Badr. He said, "बच्चों के छोटे हाथों को चांद सितारे छूने दो, चार किताबें पढ़कर ये भी हम जैसे हो जाएंगे." तो किताबों की बंदिशों से निकल के, करिकुलम और सिलेबस की बंदिशों से निकल के, अगर हम बच्चों को चाहे हफ्ते में 2 दिन ही ऐसे दे पाएं कि जाओ कुछ बनाओ, तुम्हारे लिए पास पूरा दिन है, तुम्हारे पास सारे चांसेस और सब औजार हैं, और हम सब यहाँ पे हैं just to boost you up, just to see that you are safe, and just to appreciate whatever you bring to us. Only that will make this mission, this huge investment of, done by the government in ATL, successful in the real sense of the word. Thank you. Over to you, Sharma sir.
Great to hear. Great to hear. Thank you very much, ma'am. Dr. Sunanda ma'am, you can also come live, and you can just come on the camera so that I can take on few things with both of you. I've got a couple of things in my mind.
Sure.
First of all, by the time I convey my deep thanks to Dr. Archana Gaba ma'am for such a wonderful insight, Dr. Sunanda Casey ma'am, both my, I would call both my younger sisters because biologically I'm an elder brother to both of you. I think nobody has touched 72 and ladies never tell their age. So that's why I would just like to share over here something very interesting. पहले तो मुझे ये बताइए थोड़ा सा कि सेंट कबीर गुरुकुल, this name, when I talk about Gurukul Parampara, people used to call and all that, and Saint Kabir. So when you have got this particular name, how this is associated at a place wherever you are in the state of Punjab, how Saint Kabir Gurukul. That's what I want to, I'm curious about it because Saint Kabir Gurukul, that's what I'm very keen to know about it. Okay, I think we have lost our signal. Dr. Sunanda ma'am, Dr. Sunanda ma'am,
Yes, sir.
let's come to you because now yours is Ratinam International Public School, Coimbatore, when we talk about. Okay. Now,
Yes.
two different experiences, and both of you have got your own creativity. Now, Dr. Sunanda ma'am, tell me one thing which Athel Tinkering Lab has done outstanding in your institution, and similar way we take on with Dr. Archana Gaba ma'am also. What your tinkering lab has done most creative, or what is the most outstanding from the time? How old is your lab, Dr. Sunanda ma'am? Okay, Dr.
Round about 3 years now.
3 years. Okay, all
It's 3 years
right.
old.
Okay, okay, 3 years old. 3 years old. So I give you 2 minutes to think about it,
Yeah.
and you can consult your faculty, your team members, and all. What is the most creative which has been done in your Athel Tinkering Lab? Now, coming back to Archana Gaba ma'am, Saint Kabir ji, Gurukul
अच्छा.
ji, तो थोड़ा मुझे बताइए जरा सेंट कबीर गुरुकुल, because Gurukul Parampara is very important. New education policy 2020 which has come, government is trying its level best that children should get value based education, our ancient values, our rich heritage what we have got of our country. और उसी के इंटीग्रल पार्ट में अटल टिंकरिंग लैब भी है. और संस्कृत में एक आते हैं पानानी, पानानी क्या पानानी,
Panani, yes, yes.
बनानी, जिनका पूरा जिन्होंने संस्कृत का एक अलग से एनालिसिस दिया, तो वो आपके पंजाब और नॉर्थ इंडिया से ही आया एंड उस डायरेक्शन से आया, एंड आप लोगों ने नॉर्थ इंडिया से उसमें बहुत कंट्रीब्यूट किया. आई डू नॉट नो मच अबाउट इट, बट समटाइम व्हेन इट वाज अ ग्रेट इंडिया, व्हेन इट वाज अ बिग इंडिया, दे से द वेदास आल्सो वर समवेयर related to North India. I do not know, but somebody told, so I'm just sharing on that. Now, ये गुरुकुल की परंपरा आप यहाँ चला रहे हैं अपने स्कूल में सेंट कबीर में?
Yes, sir. To a great extent, I would say yes. Why? Because not the routine of Gurukul. There are, different kind of restrictions and limitations sometimes from parents' side also. But yes, the basic values of Gurukul. And I would really want to share the story of Saint Kabir Gurukul, why I chose this to be the name, because I chose this name. So this was that the schools, mostly the ICSI schools, start with the name of saints, and people think that they are in, good schools by default. If they are a convent school, or that was the thought at one point of time. It's not so anymore. I mean, it depends individually on every school now, but that was a thought at one point of time. I am a voracious reader, and during my childhood, my parents used to, make us read one holy book during our, vacation after exams. So every summer we would be reading either Sukh Sagar or Ramayan or Shiv Puran or something like that. So I was very, very fond of Sant Kabir ji's philosophy, because he was one guy who talked of every religion, yes. He never started his own personal religious sect. And then he was the person who said, Guru Govind do khade kake lago pai, Balihari Guru apne Govindio milai. So the, real value of the teacher, he was the person who, kind of put his stamp on it, the teacher is more important, because teacher is the way to reach the divine. So that was the reason I wanted to choose his name. And then Gurukul came because that is the most, basic value, that teacher is to be respected at any cost and every cost. And respect is in the same way the teacher has to respect the child equally well. They should not be misusing their power to, make the child feel little
Okay.
in his self-esteem. So
Thank you.
self-esteem is something we work a lot on. And for this ATL, sir, we are in the process. We have not got it yet, but we have been doing tinkering on our own. And the projects which my children have created, I guess the best is, one is they have created an ATM for that dispenses pens and pencils, for them whenever they need one. They have created these individually for their classrooms. And secondly, they have created a very innovative, very small handheld grass cutting machine. Why?
Okay.
Because on Labor Day, they decided to help our Mali Kaka, that on Teachers Day, we give, teachers the time to enjoy. Today, we want to give Mali Kaka the time to enjoy. We'll be doing what he does. So they created these handheld grass cutters, and they helped him in doing that. These
Very,
are two, innovations of theirs, which are very close to my heart.
very nice.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good.
Thank
It always gives me, I always try to find humor in everything. Now, somebody has given a name, Tinkering.
you.
Tinkering. Athel Tinkering Lab. And when I go through, English is a very funny language. When you say tinkling, when you tinkle someone, so it is a tinker, and tinkering and tinkling. Anyway, but this is very interesting. I personally feel we are telling children tinker, tinkle, tinkle, and tinker. And that is the way, that means do something innovative, do something which is out of the box. I think we gave enough time to Dr. Sunanda ma'am to think over and to consult and to give us the valuable input, because last 3 years you have been doing. First of all, तो मैम ये बताइए, I think children enjoy more Athel Tinkering Lab than to sit in a theory class.
Absolutely, yeah, wonderful. Absolutely, absolutely. They love going to the tinkering lab, no doubt. Where they can sit in groups and discuss. So they really enjoy it. Very true. And we do give them a solid time to do that.
Okay, wait.
So they enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last 3 years, the most innovative project.
The two things, although I did mention that there are two things that I think was something really good. One thing was that sensor-based hand sanitizer, which they tried to bring it out into the community. Like, for instance, just outside the school, they kept it to make it happen, to make sure that the general public are using it. So I think that was something that immediately was applied. The thoughts was applied into some reality. So that worked out pretty well. Then the other was that methyl content.
Okay. Okay. Are you really seeing?
Where the drone went out into the garbage.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, the other one was this methyl, detector, where they sent this drone to a garbage heap where they cannot go themselves. So this drone went to see the methyl content in that garbage heap. And I think that was pretty good, because, we could at least find out how bad it is and how soon we need to get those garbage heap taken away from there. So we need to talk to the municipality to see that it's all cleared out. So that was something that they did practically, and they saw it, applied it immediately. So that was very good.
Okay, great. We would like to share with all our global audience, those are watching from different countries. Don't feel shy, because when somebody comes to know you're still learning, you're still a student, and then you feel a little shy. Oh, you're still learning at this age. Lifelong learning is very important. And when Dr. Sunanda ma'am mentioned about this waste and garbage, let me share with all of you, every Sunday at 12:30. Every Sunday at 12:30, our chamber has got a special program, and that comes globally. that is waste to resource management. Waste to resource management. And that is applicable to schools, colleges, institutions, universities, wherever they are. And Dr. Archana ma'am, I think your Jalalabad should be in yeah, Punjab. So when we talk about Punjab, at this point of time, our team is working. There is one Budha Nala that is at Ludhiana in Punjab. There, the NCC and NSS workers, they all are working over there and they're cleaning that entire area. And something very interesting, which we would like to share with you, that when they come at 12:30 and they talk about, they give a lot of new ideas what can be done. Now let's get back to Athel Tinkering Lab again. Athel Tinkering Lab. Due to this COVID and post-COVID, something interesting I would like to share with you. Nobody wants to remember 25th of March 2020. Nobody wants to remember, because when you go to 25th of March 2020, every teacher was struggling. What is Zoom Zoom? Where is Zoom Zoom? What is this Zoom Zoom? Where from it is coming? What is this Microsoft platform, Cisco platform, Google platform, and so many other platforms? How do I show my PPT? It's not coming. Oh my God, where is my notes? Where has it gone? And children, come on, switch on your camera. You're not switching on. We used to talk like that. Is it or not? And it was altogether different. And I mean to say, we struggled, and let's accept it. But like doctors, nurses, and paramedical people, let me share, assure, reassure that teachers are also great warriors. Teachers and education fraternity has done a great job. 1.65 billion children were away from schools, colleges, universities, and institutions, but you made the system go on. Chale chalo, chale chalo, chale chalo. That was the thing. Go on. This has to go on. That is remarkable, which has to be taken into consideration. I think which has been done by teachers, it needs a big applaud, and they all should be honored, rewarded, recognized. Jis tarike se, we always say yes, with salutation, doctors to be recognized, they're great warriors, but our teachers are also great warriors. I personally feel they have done a great job. They have done a great job. और सबसे ऊपर कौन है? Technocrats. Because they told, ma'am, your mic is mute. Ma'am, your video is not working. Ma'am, I will share your PPT. Ma'am, you don't worry, I will take care of it. These technocrats also have done a remarkable job. We must appreciate, and we must थाली बजी, मोमबत्ती जली, वो डॉक्टर्स और मेडिकल के लिए जली. अब हमको अपने टीचर्स के लिए कुछ करना है. We got to get back the glory of the education profession. Why people are not coming, why they don't want to become educator, why they don't want to become teacher. And the last choice, मेरा कुछ नहीं हो सकता तो मुझे टीचर ही बना दो. If that kind of a pathy and attitude, it means something is missing somewhere. अभी वो कबीर जी की गुरुकुल हो या किसी और सेंट की गुरुकुल हो, मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन somewhere we have to get back the glory of the teachers. We got to recognize and appreciate, and we got to empower our teachers. Then only students will be empowered. And something very interesting, which I learned in a very humble way. Education before new education policy, 29th of July, it was teacher-centric. Then it became learner-centric, learning-centric. And now post-COVID, it has become teacher as a facilitator. But I got the last week new coining from the world over. What facilitation? What facility will you give? Students already know. Students have got information. Information is overloaded. They don't require your facility. Let me keep my hand at the age of 72 at my heart. I ask a couple of things to my son and to my daughter, and I tell them, please tell me how this is not opening. This is not getting logged in. This is not, where is the problem? Where is the difficulty? So what hand holding are we going to give? No. The new definition which somebody has given me is we are going to be co-learners. We are going to be co-learners. We will be learning with students. And if we do not learn and if we block our mind, we will have lots of difficulties in future. We will have lots of problems in future. We got to understand that we are going to be the co-learner. Education is not getting back to what it used to be in month of January and February. Education has moved on. This technology came like tsunami. This pandemic came like tsunami. And something very interesting I would like to share. One of the study, the results which have come, new education policy 2020, whatsoever was to be implemented in next 10 years in terms of technology, you got it in 9 months. You got it in 9 months during this particular pandemic. So everything is possible, and we got to take on that way, and we got to move on that way. With these words, my deep gratitudes and thanks to both the ladies, Dr. Sunanda ma'am, जो कहूंगा सच कहूंगा, इसके सिवा कुछ नहीं कहूंगा. डॉक्टर अर्चना गावा, माय यंगर सिस्टर की कसम खा के कहता हूं, मैंने अपना मोबाइल नंबर चैट बॉक्स में भेज दिया है. You have to get 1,000 rupees. Please send your bank details. I will.
Yes.
It's a pleasure. It's sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Education
Thank you,
should
sir.
be laughter. Education should be happiness. Education should be humor. And that's what is something very important. I do not know certain people, they don't smile, they don't laugh. Certain schools you go, somebody would be sitting outside and she would say, sorry, I don't want to tell. He would say, because how can I take a liberty to say she should say? No, he would say, yes. Gives you a look like, why have you come here? I want to meet principal. Why do you want to meet principal? Okay. What is the matter? Okay, sit down. She's busy. Okay, he's busy. Chalo, main she nahi bolunga. He's busy. The thing is, please, let's come on the planet, Mother Earth. Let's change the education ecosystem in totality. When we are talking about innovation, creativity, collaboration, everything, I think it's very important. Education got to be now totally different. It is not examination, it is collaboration. It is not teacher as a facilitator, teacher is going to be a co-learner. And that is the way, if we adopt this strategy, we will be successful. Otherwise, we will have lots of challenges in the coming times. With these words, my blessings to both my sisters, Dr. Archana Gava and Dr. Sunanda Kesi ma'am. I enjoy South and I enjoy North, both the people in India. Namaskar. Thank you very much for joining this morning. And look at the army time. It is 11:55. I was
Thank you,
supposed
sir.
to finish at 11:55. And I roll over to the next session. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining. Get your...
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Why don't you
Thank
get
you.
your teachers and get your students also during the day to participate in these
Yes.
deliberations? And it is so simple when you get time.
Surely.
GS Motivator, GS Motivator, that is the channel. Gulshan Sharma Motivator, GS Motivator, right? So thank you very much. Thanks a lot. And let me roll to the next session. And we go to...
Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure.
God bless. Pleasure. Pleasure.
So
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Pleasure. Namaskar. Vanakkam. Vanakkam. Namaskar. And Punjab, Sat Sri Akal. Sat Sri Akal. Okay.
Sat Sri Akal, sir.
Right. Let me just get on to the next session. Our pleasure is and wonderful session, that is, why is STEAM so important in early childhood education? Why STEAM is so important in early childhood education? To meet technology focused professional requirements, to develop new ways of thinking, encourage curiosity and analysis, establish lifelong thinking skills. Wow, that's a great, I think it's very, very interesting, very important. I have already got my distinguished guest, esteemed guest, Shri MS Rahman ji. He is with us. Assalamu alaikum. अस्सलाम वालेकुम. माइक अनम्यूट कीजिए, माइक अनम्यूट कीजिए. आपका माइक म्यूट है, माइक को अनम्यूट कीजिए. या
वालेकुम सलाम सर.
यस, नमस्कार, हार्टी वेलकम एंड ग्रेट मॉर्निंग, ग्रीन मॉर्निंग, वंडरफुल मॉर्निंग, पावरफुल मॉर्निंग, एंथुसियास्टिक मॉर्निंग, एनकरेजिंग मॉर्निंग, क्योंकि आप हमारे साथ हैं. ग्रेट, दैट्स वंडरफुल.
Great pleasure sir. It is a great honor and great pleasure.
अभी देखिए, बिहार तो वैसे ही बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. जब मैं पीछे मुड़ के देखता हूं अपने इतिहास के पन्नों में, तो नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी की जब बातचीत करता हूं और जहां से 10,000 स्टूडेंट्स, 10,000 छात्र विश्व भर से और उनके साथ 2,000 आचार्य, किसी भी सब्जेक्ट की बातचीत करो, दैट इज बीइंग टॉट इन नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी. और वहां की रिसर्च, वहां की इनोवेशन, वहां के सब्जेक्ट, और दरबान पहला इंटरव्यू लें. आप तो उस पवित्र भूमि से हैं. आपका बहुत बहुत हार्दिक अभिनंदन, हार्दिक स्वागत. और हमारे साथ MS रहमान जी, ही इज गोइंग टू टॉक. एंड देन आई गॉट टू लुक फॉरवर्ड टू अमित पुंदीर जी. वी गॉट टू गेट शैलजा त्रिवेदी जी एंड जितेश खन्ना जी. They have not come so far. I would make a humble request if they can join, if they can come, it would be wonderful so that our deliberations can proceed. And we are going to talk about why is STEAM so important in early childhood education. Rahman Saab, aapke vichar.
Sir, early childhood education is the most neglected area in our country. But I am happy that in many places, especially urban center and metros, and in some areas, specific pockets of our country, now it is catching up the imagination and attention of educators. When I started rearing and nurturing my 2 children to start with, and then joined Kendriya Vidyalaya as a principal, I saw that this is the area where children, they are clean slate and their mind is so absorbing, just like a blotting paper. I have seen that this is the area which require lot of attention. Somehow or the other, this could not be addressed in our country overall scenario of our education ecosystem when we see. But I am very happy that these days people are getting conscious. Parents are getting demanding from their teachers, from school. They have a lot of expectations. When I launched this school, Kosi Valley International School, many rural parents, they approached me and they told that we want swimming pool, we want clay modeling. Let the children play with clay. Sir, you purchase building blocks, pictures, pictorial maps and charts, then learning material, especially for the children, then make this classroom also eco-friendly and child-friendly. Addressing that demand, I started arranging these swimming pool, eco-friendly and child-friendly furnitures, carpeting, then building blocks, clay modeling, arranging clays, then the painting and artwork. Children are very happy indulging in these activities, and also their concentration on learning. I have also seen that two skills which are most important that we educators need to address. One is gross motor skill, development of gross motor skills, and also fine motor skills. Gross motor skills, they can in play. We take them in play area, their gross motor skills can be developed tremendously. Then taking them into artwork, taking them to studio, taking them to dance room, taking them to the audiovisual room, they enjoy a lot and they learn, in a joyful manner. I have also seen in my past experience, I have seen in various places, including abroad there, the children, they are very happy when they are in the play field or playful areas. Their social skills develop, they hug each other, they pull each other, and they learn that way very joyfully. But all these things I have seen teachers, they have also role to play. They have to be proactive when the students are faltering, indulging danger area. They should be very careful, especially when they are taken to the swimming pool. It should be under the strict vigilance and care. So activities are very important. Activities, in fact, accelerate the pace of learning. Activities are the natural method of learning. Activities are also, we have seen that learning by doing, and we see that children, they enjoy a lot, and we see this is how we need to go about it, through learning through activities.
Please go ahead, Rahmanji. Please go ahead.
Okay.
मैं
So
सुन रहा
fine
हूं.
motor skills,
मैं सुन रहा हूं.
psychomotor skills.
Please go ahead.
Psychomotor skills are sensory motor skills. One skill that requires while reading or while writing, I have seen that at the beginning, children face a lot of problem in holding the pencil or pen. Not to use pen that time, I would not suggest. They hold the pen and very difficult. There one skill is their pincer skill. The index finger and the thumb finger, how they against each other, help this pencil skills, help the child to hold the pencil, and then in the dotted line, they need to take their hand. This itself seems very simple, but this requires a lot of attention and care. I have also seen that the children using the building blocks, there at the beginning they face problem while putting one block with the other, fitting one block with the other block. One more area I have explored and seen the children also grown-up children, little grown-up children, 3.5+ year. The puzzles, they enjoy puzzles also. In the puzzle, the building block puzzles at the much later stage, 4+, they also enjoy a lot. I have seen that beginners, 2.5 to 3 years old, they enjoy building blocks and they seeing the structure under the care and attention of the teacher. They are able to construct houses, construct toys, construct buses. These I have seen and they enjoy a lot. This is the, sometimes they also reflect their fellow learners, they reflect upon it, they perceive it, they tell them that do this way, do that way. They enjoy lots and learn, that's how they learn. I've also seen that giving the color concept, natural thing, what they see in the social context, in their home context, the color concept of red color concept, immediately they grasp it, they raise their hand. Children, you have seen apple, they say that yes sir, yes ma'am, and they say what is the color of the apple, they say that red color. And I have also seen that the other books or the wrappers, the color, they identify and they segregate. They are able to segregate it. They are able to segregate it. In one class, I have seen that the teacher took the children of nursery classes and in a plate putting the natural color, and then let the palms were put up there, and there its imprint was taken to the newspaper and on the wall. The children, this activity, the children enjoyed a lot. I have seen there are a lot of enjoyment, and that is how they take the natural color, learn about the color, its impression, and its the finger lines and palm, all they learn that way. I have also seen that this clay modeling, and the children enjoy working with the clay. They give not a very fine shape, but they try to make different shapes and color, the animal form, and this is how they learn a lot, enjoy learning. To joyful learning, real example of joyful learning. Children, when in their dance classes, beginners, their dance classes, when they were taken and allowed to stand in front of the mirror, that also they enjoy a lot of curiosity. I've seen that they question it, they touch it, they jump it, they make different gestures, and I have seen they enjoy a lot. Another session is storytelling in the city, allowing them in the carpet and sitting in the gallery even. They also try to speak out that language development. That is how we promote. There are various examples and instances, various records we can take up. I would like to now, if any question asked, I would like to respond specifically. You are
बहुत
please.
रहमान साहब, आपका
Fine motor skills and gross motor skills, especially development of fine motor skills and gross motor skills. Any question, please?
आपका बहुत अभी तक बहुत अच्छे से चल रहा है, बहुत ही विस्तार से है. आप पहले अपना पूरा विचार खत्म कर लीजिए, उसके बाद एक ही बार कुछ आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे प्रश्नों को.
जी.
हाँ जी.
So this This area very exhaustive, very elaborate, very time-taking. It requires passion. It requires patience. Patience is required, sir. And I have seen the fun and frolic children enjoy in the small mini the swimming pool. I have also seen the sand pit activities also. They enjoy a lot. They jump. They create a lot of fun, lot of frolic. I have also seen the children working and playing with the ball, playing with the football in the field, kicking this way and that way. Lot of enjoyment, lot of fun. They remain consumed in it and they enjoy a lot. They forget how much time has been passed. So these are the wide spectrum from painting, from sketch, from putting impression, color concept, from in the swimming pool activity, sports activities, taking them to this in front of the mirror and in front of the glass, various forms made in that lab, activity lab, various forms, heads of different animals, different flower forms, counting numbers, counting the beads, puzzles, and this games, the building blocks, the clay modeling, clay activities with the clay, all these, it is a wide spectrum of activities which catches the attention and imagination of the young children or young learners. Sir, I have made up and any question I will be happy to respond.
मैं आपके सारे पॉइंट्स नोट कर रहा हूं, आपके केंद्रीय विद्यालय से लेके अब तक की जर्नी के, और आपने जो जो चीजें इसमें इतनी क्लैरिटी से इतने प्यार से दी हैं, आई हैव नोटेड डाउन लाइक ए हम्बल स्टूडेंट ऑफ योर्स. आपने डांस की बात की, स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ मिरर की बात करी, स्टोरी टेलिंग की बात की, मोटर स्किल्स की बात की, रिक्वायर्स पेशेंस, लॉट्स ऑफ फन, स्केचिंग, colors, sports activities, attention, imagination. मैं आपके सारे पॉइंट्स नोट कर रहा हूं बहुत ध्यान से. आप चलिए विस्तार से आगे चलिए. हाँ जी.
There was one gentleman in one Nagpur, Millennium School, Nagpur, sir. One gentleman was there, Dr. Chandrakant Channi. I had the opportunity to invite him to my school, and he brought clay, that potter's wheel, small potter's wheel, run with the help of electricity. I have seen that, sir, the children took part in giving shapes and forms, different shapes and forms, especially with the help of clay. And even final skills developed, final shape with the potter's wheel. Children, good children, not beginners, sir, 6+, they enjoyed a lot. They tried their hand individually with the help of potter's wheels and clay. They gave various shapes and color. In that same session, the next session, sir, that sketch topics were given on the spot, and they were allowed to sketch all those. On that topic, they prepared a sketch, and wonderful sketches they made. In another activity, kaleidoscope, namely kaleidoscope, around 10 schools where small children from 10 schools, they were invited, and various activities were conducted: singing, dancing, yoga activities, singing, dancing, this sketch, painting, taking them to swimming pool, taken to the play field, they were taken to the playable area, they were taken to the sand pit. Again, they lot of social skills, they learn, and that is how we develop social skills. Fine motor skills, sketch, drawing, painting and sketch. Fine motor skills can be wonderfully developed that way. I have seen that gross motor skills can also be developed by indulging in various activities in that clay modeling, giving them the clay, and they give lot of forms, try to give lot of forms to themselves. They themselves create and give lot of forms. When the teacher asks them to give about particular, forms, then teacher give instruction. First, the teacher make, and then they follow. I have also seen that rhymes in the classes, once the teacher show, individually children are taken there, they try to perform also same steps they perform in group. This is, again, here also we can develop both gross motor skills and fine motor skills.
Great. बहुत बढ़िया.
Sir.
Anything else you would like to include, Ji?
Sir, for the time being, I think let it be here, but I will definitely, questions are asked, I will be definitely able to address it and then go to the details.
Great. First of all, my deep gratitudes and thanks to Shri MS Rahman ji. उन्होंने बहुत ही विस्तार से, he is a director, Kosi Valley International School, Purnia, Bihar, that is in India. So he gave wonderful inputs towards why is STEAM so important in early childhood education. कुछ सवाल हैं जो मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगा.
वेलकम सर.
हम स्टेम से स्टीम में आ गए, हम स्टेम से स्टीम में आए
जी.
और जो स्टेम से हम स्टीम में आए, तो स्टेम बेसिकली तो हमारा साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, इंजीनियरिंग और मैथमेटिक्स, एक्सक्यूज मी, इन्हीं लोगों को लेकर चल रहे थे. और जब हमने ए लाए, तो ए इज बेसिकली फॉर आर्ट, जहां पर आर्ट की महत्ता को जाना जाए. तो एक तो मुझे ये बताइए कि फ्रॉम योर साइड व्हाट डू यू फील कि हम जिन चीजों को कवर कर रहे हैं, हम जब जिन चीजों को लेकर चलना चाह रहे हैं, उसके अंदर बेसिकली आई वुड लाइक टू, आपने दो बड़े अच्छे पॉइंट दिए थे, अटेंशन और इमेजिनेशन. इसको जरा एलैबोरेट कर सकते हैं आप?
सर, I've seen, sir, in school context and classroom context, the children lack patience, sir. And when they lack patience, we need to catch up their attention. Then only we can take them to learning. Then only they will learn. Why attention is important, sir? Many students, due to impatience, some students, they face attention deficit disorder, acute condition, sir, it is. So in that context, I would like to say that whenever I used to conduct the interview and appoint the pre-primary teacher, play teachers, I used to ask them one question, very specific questions. Can you dance? How you will catch the attention of the children? Why it would be necessary to take them to organized learning process. So you have to dance, you have to act, you have to sing, you have to gesticulate, you have to catch their attention, and teacher's role is very important here, sir, along with to catch the imagination and attention of the students. They put silly questions. Teacher has to have patience to address that very interestingly. Their interest has to be aroused, sir, and their perception has to be made clear. We need to help them to penetrate and develop their own perception about it. We involve the children to actively participate in that. If the teacher is showing one step, child is asked to show that step. This is how involving them in the process, engaging them in the process, we are successful in catching the attention of the children, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, sir. Rahman sir gave wonderful inputs to us on why is STEAM so important in early childhood education. And the remarkable, when he started, he told कि मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा सबसे पहले कि early childhood education is most neglected. इन्होंने यहाँ से स्टार्ट किया था कि भाई जब अर्ली चाइल्डहुड ही नेग्लेक्टेड होगी एजुकेशन, तो बाकी उसके ऊपर इमारत कैसे बनेगी? फाउंडेशन को जब तक आप स्ट्रांग नहीं करेंगे. और उसके बाद he has given wonderful ideas to us, and I think now the attention and imagination, कितना अच्छा उन्होंने पॉइंट दिया एक कि children lack patience. So we got to basically to seek their attention, to get their attention. Education has to be, lot of importance has to be given to art, where the dance, music, fun, happiness, sketching, colors, sports, motor skills, storytelling. I think a couple of points which he has given to us, they are splendid, they are remarkable. Thank you very much, रहमान साहब. आपका बहुत बहुत आभार, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. आपने सारे पॉइंट बहुत अच्छे से रखे. जाते जाते आप बच्चों को एक या टीचर को क्या संदेश देना चाहिए?
We need to take this area, sir, early childhood education and care. We need to give our not only attention, we need the scope of our education, very foundation of our education depends upon this. If the children learn and their imaginations are given direction, or a vivid spectrum are shown in front of them at that stage, definitely it helps them to be a very creative person at later stage, or from the very beginning, to help them to be very creative, to help them to be productive, to help them to give direct to their emotions, especially from negative emotions to positive emotions. Let them learn. Let learning be a joyful experience. Let learning be a child-centered one. Let learning be with the very strong foundation right from the very beginning. Joyful learning, activity-based learning, learning by doing, and a lot of experiential learning. I think these motor skills, fine motor skills, and cognitive development help with building blocks. It works wonder, and we need to our teachers, we educators, including our teachers, we need to give focus on this with a lot of patience, perseverance, and be passionate the idea, grow them well, and to develop them as a fine human being. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
God bless, God bless. Thank you very much, Rahman Saab. आपका बहुत ही बहुत शुक्रिया, बहुत valuable inputs, and we pray to Almighty that your institution, your organization, Kosi Valley International School, Purnia, Bihar should do extremely well, and all other institutions also should get a lot of inspiration. You have given lots of valuable inputs to us. Thank you very much. आपका बहुत बहुत
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Namaskar. Let me just now move on to how can various activities in schools help students. Now, this is something very important. How can various activities in schools help students? There could be a lot of activities. Hemlata ma'am, agar aap aa jaएं, तो we can start the session. Can I request Dr. Hemlata ji to join us? Because I think she was here a little while before I could see her. Dr. Hemlata Jadhav ji, if you can come on screen, that would be very kind of you. That would be really nice so that we can start the session. How can various activities in schools help students? That could be time management, stronger mind, team building, leadership skills, and there can be many other skills which can be acquired. May I request Dr. Hemlata Jadhav ji to kindly join us? Dr. Hemlata ji, she is, yeah, Dr. Hemlata ji. You should not join from two places, because this echo will be there. If you join from two places, this echo will be there.
Yeah,
What we do, you take 1 minute, take 2 minutes, no problem. Meanwhile, I would request my technical team to kindly play the video of Uttar Tinkering Lab. Mr. Ajay Kundal, kindly play video on Athel Tinkering Lab. Meanwhile, Dr. Hemlata ji would make her system fine, and then Chitra ma'am will check with her, and then we can proceed. With these words, Ajay Kundal, please play video. Hemlata ji, can you come only from one?
Yeah, I have done that.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, some matter was there in my laptop, so I have switched on to mobile and I'm trying for that.
Don't worry, ma'am. Don't worry. We will manage. No worries. Okay, so something interesting, ma'am. Yours is a very, very creative, dialogue over here. It has to come because your session topic is very interesting. How can various activities in schools help students? आप कुछ भी share कर सकते हैं इसमें. We have got, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Hemlata Jadhav ji. She is the CEO, Innovative Institute of Skills Development and Entrepreneurship. Oh, it's next to my heart. Both the words, skill development also and entrepreneurship also. आपसे तो बहुत सारे सवाल पूछूंगा मैं. Junjunu, Rajasthan. Wow. I've got another linkages over there. I'll share in a little while. So let's take it on. And Abhi, now the entire globe is yours. I just want to listen to you. आप कुछ भी जो शेयर करना चाहते हैं, इन्होंने 3 पॉइंट यहाँ पर दिए हैं. बिकॉज ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ स्पेस, टाइम मैनेजमेंट, स्ट्रॉन्गर माइंड, टीम बिल्डिंग. इसके अलावा बहुत कुछ और है जो बेसिकली बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज जो है स्कूल में हैप्पीनेस ला सकती हैं, फन ला सकती हैं, क्रिएटिविटी ला सकती हैं, इनोवेशन ला सकती हैं. So ladies and gentlemen, with these words, Let's extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Hemlata Jadavji.
Yeah. Good afternoon, one and everyone. Today, as the topic given to me is various activities which can enhance the skill of the students. So I'll be comfortable to talk in that. So let us start with the first day of the school, because as you all know, the first day of school, it is very like people are nervous. They want to know who will be my friends, who will be sitting next to me, how will be my teachers, and there is some sort of fear in mind of each and every student as well as teachers. So the first and foremost thing which we means we as an institute or we as a teachers, what we will like to do is the ice breaking ceremony. Means the coolness which is there before starting the session, we have to break that. And it is not just to break the chain or ice breaking ceremony. We have to make it a fun learning, or it should be involved with some activities which we can do so that the students enjoy. And as you all know that first impression is the last impression. So that is the first impression of the school or the first impression of the institute, where the student comes and the teachers has to make the impact. Then they will find interesting and they will happily come daily or happily join the course or the school, whatever it may be. So the first and foremost thing what we will do is like ice breaking. As all we know that ice breaking means just to understand each other. But just to understand, like it doesn't plainly means that we can introduce our names or we can ask the students to introduce the name. That is the क्या बोलते हैं ना, पुराना फंडा हो गया कि आप एक दूसरे के बारे में जान लो, and that is ice breaking. But according to me, since I belong to the Innovative Institute for Skill Development and Employment Entrepreneurship Training, so here what we do is we prepare a sort of game where apart from introducing each candidate by his name, we try to sort out friends, find the friends to them. So the first activity what we do is find a friend. So this is a question mark, how we can find a friend. So what we do is a small activity, like we prepare a sort of chits, or we prepare a sort of a list of things which you can like pizza, swimming, ice cream, jump rope, talking, watching movies, a sort of activity list we do. And what we prepare boxes for the same. So one box will be for pizza, one box will be for swimming, one will be for cycling, one will be for chatting or interacting in social media. We mostly sort out in 8 to 10 groups depending upon the number of students and the course which they are interested. Because as I belong to, we have 3 schools. Two are state board schools and one is Cambridge school, and other one is our institute, which we where we impart skill training in 19 sectors. So it depends upon the sectors or the school where we are going to break the chain or break the ice breaking ceremony is going to take place. So it depends upon the IQ factor or the age factor of the students, where we prepare a list of things which we have to do. So we ask the students like you can write a thing, whatever you like, maybe pizza, swimming, cycling, so on, and they have to put the chits in that boxes. So the as we all know that birds of feather flock together. Same thing. All the pizza lovers will be in one box. All the swimmers will be in one box, and it will be easy for the candidates to find a friend so that they will have a friendly atmosphere. Because it will be very boring if I love swimming and someone other loves singing. So he will be interested in talking about singers or singing or any type of music, and I will be talking about swimming. So I will find myself in a boredom place where my friend means I cannot be that friendly with that person. So this is the activity which we do on the first day, where our students, I'll call them students because all are my students, so they will get a friendly atmosphere and a friend on the very first day. This is the first activity which we perform. Then the second activity is we have to we give a platform to all our students to search for a new word. So it is searching a new word. It may be for anything. Suppose if it is nursing courses, so we tell them like nurse, that word everyone knows. So you find a synonym for the same. Thank you find a synonym for the same. Beginning, you find a synonym for the same. So a bit of their mind is activated in finding the synonym for the same, and at the same time they are gaining knowledge about that typical word. And as we all know, if we have to go deeper in the languages, your words should be more impressive. And instead of using the same common words, if you use a little bit different words, then it makes sense. And that is where you are identified as a different person. So this is the second activity we do. Then the third activity, we cannot call it as activity, because we don't go in activity number 1, activity number 2. This is a continuous process. What we say is like anyone who discovers a new word, we give him a compliment. We tell every students to clap for them. And as we all know holistically also, clapping hands increases a positive energy. He feels proud for himself, and he feels that he has given a value, and this is value added to him when he comes to the institute. So he always feels that he's smart, and he feels pride, and this pride encourages him to come to the school or the institute where he's been admitted. Then following that, we go to see the creativity. Then we divide the students most of all in 4 groups. So when we divide the students in 4 groups, we divide the students as per their likings also, and we ask them to decorate the class. We give them paper, pencil, color pencils, glue, ribbons, whatever they ask for. It is just a DIY activity, that is do it yourself activity. This enhances the skill, and sort of competition is created. And as you all know, if you want to success in life, competition is more important. So we prepare a competition type of thing, like you have to do. So everyone is willing that, my wall should be the best wall out of these 4 walls. So here again, spirit of sports is developed between them. Then after this decoration is done, we just have a look on this. Then we again ask what this decoration indicates, because there are some things, it may happen that the idea behind that decoration is something different, and we with our naked eyes, we are not able to feel the idea behind that. But the person who has created the idea, he will be able to explain it, and that enhances his skills of speaking skills will enhance in that. Then we give the mathematical games, since maths is an integral part of life, whether it be a junior KG child or whether it may be a PG student or PhD student. So here, as per the IQ levels, or as per the syllabus, we ask them to prepare some quizzes related to maths, and there are 2 or 3 teams, whatever as the condition may be. We tell them to ask the quiz, and the other parties, they will answer the quiz. Again, a spirit of sports is developed in them, and even we reward them with chocolates, smileys, or some certificates as per the age criteria. Then again, we sort out some distinguished characters, like would you rather, there are some questions like, would you rather play outdoor games or indoor games, we ask them. Or fire display or circus performance, skiing or going to water park, or which color you like, maybe it's red or blue. Means it is just like that, would you rather, just we focus on their thinking capability. Let them think what they like, let them understand what they have to do. These are the things what we try to enhance in our students. It may be like simple funny questions like, would you rather be really tall or really short? Would you have a lot of friends, that is quality friends or quantity friends? Then what you will do if you are trapped in a room and you are sitting there for 30 minutes, what is the activity which you will do? Means these are the various activities we perform with the students. These are some example. It may be like whether you will like to crawl somewhere, you will like to hop somewhere, or when you are sitting, suppose if you are sitting on a floor of ice, we can call, whether it is Manali or some other destination like that, when no one is seeing you, you are free to do whatever you like. So what you will be doing, whether you will hop over there, you will sit cozy over there, you will crawl over there, you will sleep relaxedly over there. So what is that what you want to do? This is the things what we really ask the candidates. Then again, group contacts. Then we will tell them that you have to group yourself in such a manner that your group is full-fledged, because as we all know, this all these 5 fingers of ours also not the same. So each one requires a different, each one has a different capabilities. So if you if you have to form some system, so you have to require some different types of skill sets of people. So we tell them that you form a group with different sets of with people having different sets of skills, and then tell me which set of skills you are looking for and how you will utilize these skills. For example, like we can say any system, maybe it circulatory system of the heart. Here pumping is the process of heart. Then flowing through the arteries, veins, walls have their own functions. So this is what, if we means we have to explain the system. So same thing, we will form a system, maybe it media system, advertising system, or just creating a new game or creating a new quizzes. So they have to form the system. Then again we go for a student survey note. So student surveys. So surveys will be carried out. They will given a set of questionnaires, and they'll have to add 2 or 3 questionnaires. So there they can have a survey of various things. Again, this broadens their vision, broadens their knowledge, what they have, and they acquire something. Because like sharing an idea, if we see that sharing an idea, no one loses anything, but everyone gains from it. Like we can give an example. If we have 2 coins, one coin is with me and one coin is with someone else. So if I give my coin to that person, then he will have 2 coins, but I'll have none. But the same thing, if I have one idea and that person has one idea, then if I share the idea with him, he will have 2 ideas, but at the same time, I'll have my idea. Again, he will share with me. So I'll have 2 ideas, he will have 2 ideas. So this again increases the benefits of sharing. This, they will have the benefits of sharing with them. This is what we do. These are the activities which we perform in schools, which develop their skills, which develops them their leadership qualities. Then again, we try that the students should be true to themselves. True to themselves in the sense, we will try to tell them that you have to like write down 2 truths and lie on a piece of paper and then share with it.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
No, yeah. They have to write down 2 truths and 1 lie on the paper, and that truths and a lie should be such that they should be able to express it in front of everyone. It may be a simple truth, like when they go in a swimming pool, they pee it out. So it may be like people will laugh at that, but it says that whatever you are doing, you should be able to express yourselves. Again, they are like they become familiar to each other, because only knowing one's positive points doesn't help you out. You cannot be close to that person, but when you know the negative points of that person, you become very close to him. So these are the things which attract friendship, or which attract each other. Then again, we can what we say, when the students are together, they they form a peer group where they can share the ideas. Now they know their positive and negative points. They become attached to each other, and then a type of family is being created in the classroom, which will surely help them to enhance their skills, achieve their goals, and they will be eagerly waiting for the next day to join the class again. So these are the activities which we mainly focus in
Wonderful.
school.
Wonderful. Very, very innovative and creative. Very, very innovative and creative. Today, Rajasthan is dominating. I'm quite surprised, Amit ji. Huh? Today, Rajasthan is dominating. Dr. Hemlata ji from Maharashtra. And then on the western side, you come and you have got Rajasthan, all the complete west coast when we are talking about. Okay. Hemlata ma'am, I've got, you mentioned that there are 19 sector skills. You have got about 19 sector skills. So I
Yeah.
just wish to know that your main focus is on, because there are three parts of the economy. One is agriculture, one is manufacturing, and one is services. So you're focusing on which area maximum, ma'am?
It is a service sector, because our core sector is healthcare sector and hospitality. And
Oh,
again, entrepreneurship, again, it goes in service sector only.
okay. So are these NSDC programs, sector skill council programs?
So actually, they are under sector skill, but mostly we have optional trades with us, because again, as the institute name suggests, it is innovative. We go for optional trade which are specially designed by us.
No, no, I fully appreciate, ma'am. I just want to educate because somebody has posted a question. I
Yeah.
just want to answer that.
Huh.
Do you have any programs of Sector Skill Council? Any of the Sector Skill Council?
Yeah, so we do have.
Okay, okay. And besides that, you have got your own programs as well,
Yeah.
depending on the local needs, depending on the local prevailing conditions. Am I
Yeah.
correct, ma'am?
Yeah. It is according to demand supply gap study.
Okay, so let's take an example that you are basically at this point of time in Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra.
Yeah.
So, your local area, which particular skill is out of the box, which is not a part of Sector Skill Council, but you are offering your innovation, and which is in demand. That's why you are offering.
So right now we are offering aquaphonic and hydrophonic. As basically you all know, Navi Mumbai is a business hub. It is also called as mini Singapore. And as you rightly said, agriculture sector is booming. And I wanted to introduce something in agriculture, but living in Navi Mumbai, or for citizens of Navi Mumbai, it is very difficult to go for agriculture sector. So we are working on aquaphonic and hydroponic plantation, wherein means you can plant trees in your plant this vegetables and all in your balconies or on terrace roof, and that vegetables are sufficient for a family of 4 to 5, if it is just covering an area of about 50 to 60 square feet. So that is the area of balcony which can be utilized. And due to
Great.
Corona, COVID, pandemic, and all, we are afraid to buy anything from outside. So this is proving as a boon to all of us. Like,
That's very innovative. That's very, very innovative. Bringing greenery, bringing that kind of agri-based kind of a thing. That something is your
yeah,
aqua.
and it is soilless, and it is also known as Israel farming.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's very
and
interesting.
very less amount of water is needed. Again, pesticide is not used over here.
How big is your setup when you are running 19 different courses? How many students do you have, ma'am, at present?
Sir, at present, little number has been reduced due to pandemic, but still, every year we train more than about 4 to 5,000 students. But this year it is around about 2,000 only because everything went online only.
No worries, no worries. On the average, about 5,000 students.
Yeah.
Okay, great, great. That's a pleasure to have you. So now let me move from Navi Mumbai to Rajasthan and I go to Jhunjhunu. And let's meet Mr. Rohitaswa Dudi, the principal, Guda International School, that is Guda Gorji, Jhunjhunu, Rajasthan, India. And I recall that quite a bit of people in armed forces, they were my colleagues from Junjunu. So I recall and I really enjoy having him on the platform. Dr. Hemlata ma'am, very special thanks to you. Great gratitude to you. You have done a wonderful session. You gave such a valuable inputs. It was really, really nice to hear you. Now, Rohitaswa Dudiji, let's have your views on how can various activities in schools help students.
First of all, good afternoon to everybody, and I extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Gulshan Sharma and team ICSI for inviting me on this platform. I feel myself very pleased and proud to be the part of this webinar as one of the distinguished speakers. As already it has been told that I, Mr. Rohitas Dudi, Principal Guda International School, Gudagorji District, Jhunjhunu, Rajasthan. We have a school from nursery to class 12th, Decum Residential School. The topic allotted to me was how can activities help the students? And we have always been believing in this particular aspect of learning that doing is learning. Whatever we learn, learning by doing is always a concept which everybody must inculcate in the process of learning. As rightly said, that you can't learn swimming unless you put your leg in water. And that is what we believe very strongly. Now, how come these activities are helpful and how much stress we should put on learning through the activities? So, doing the things through activities develop so many skills among the children. Like the children get to know the practical knowledge to while participating. It is not only the students, it is the other participants, it is the assessors, it is the teachers that they get to learn so many things.
आपका इंटरनेट तो नहीं चल रहा?
Am I audible to you all?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So whatever participants are doing through that activity, it is being observed by the assessors, by the audience, and by the friends of the participants. So if any sort of shortcoming is there, any kind of drawback is there, then they get the proper feedback about that drawback from all these people who are part through this activity. So the learning becomes very strong learning. That is what the advantage of learning also. Another thing that there are so many types of activities that the children participate for. A few of them sometimes make the small children aware about our different kind of culture, tradition and celebration, that what it is. For this particular purpose, I would like to share the screen and one activity that how our children are learning. So I'm going to share for a short time a slide of this performance. So we happen to see that how children learn different kind of culture that we go through. There is one small slide of Raksha Bandhan, I mean kind of theme Raksha Bandhan by our children. Now, as we all have seen in this particular activity, that a child knows how to put the tilak, through which hand it has to be done, what is that Rakhi concept, and how the children need to put, their thali, उसके सामने थाली किस प्रकार से हम घुमाते हैं, और भैया और भाई बहन का आपस का क्या प्रेम है, और इस रक्षाबंधन का क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है. So through this activity, not only the performing children, the other children, those who are sitting as audience, and the teachers, everybody get to learn so many things about our culture, about our tradition, about our celebration. Nowadays, the entire world has become a global village. The institutions are becoming a global village. Children come from different sectors, from different kind of states and cultures. So once we celebrate these kind of festivals through the activities, our children become culturally very rich. They develop so many traditional values, and they get to know what exactly it is. Otherwise, sometime once they are in the school, at the same time, if something is being performed at home in terms of a festival or a function, sometimes these children remain very aloof. So they don't get the opportunity. So through the activity, children get to know about all these things very well. Like again, they develop a team spirit, because they need to coordinate with each other, with their moments, with their performance, with their speaking, with their dancing, whatsoever it is. So proper coordination. A student is performing one act which is closely linked with the other students or a group of students. So a student remains alert. Alertness is also another thing which the children develop through this activity. So I mean to say that there are so many skills which our students as learners developed through the participation of these activities: alertness, then team coordination, team spirit, and team building skills. These things are also developed through the activities. It really gives lot of outdated opinion about the rote learning. Traditionally, in ancient times, most of the students have been behind mugging or cramming. That was the part that they were behind. But now slowly there are a lot of revolutions there in the educational industry. So our students are learning through these methods, and these methods are teaching the time management also. Once children are so curious when they participate for the activities, that they get themselves very much punctual, that they have to participate at so and so time. Even this kind of webinar in which I am as a speaker, I myself got little aware in the morning itself to get ready, to be punctual, to keep my all sets and my equipments ready. Similarly, when the students participate for any activity, they are very conscious, they are very alert, because they think that so many people will be watching them. So the sincerity, the obedience, the time management, these are the skills which they develop. In place of this activity, if the learning has to be done through a book, then it is their own time. They are at their age. So they won't be developing these kind of various skills, which I have just shared with all of you. Next thing is, this learning is stress-free learning. They are not under any kind of stress, because they are performing. They are taking more joy. Now, in this stress-free learning, I would like to share one more small short video of the children where they learn in a stress-free manner how happily. So I'm going to share that slide. It is about mango, that the concept of mango, the concept of fruit, the color, the taste, these different things the children learn through this.
What happened? Acha, video.
पूछो बच्चों मेरे What do I see? One big moon smiling at me. One big moon.
So now in this particular activity, we have seen here that how the children are learning the things, the name of the fruit, the color of the fruit, then the taste of the fruit, and they're completely stress-free while learning these kind of things. When they do so many activities, they speak so many words, so their vocabulary also becomes strong. Physically also they are highly involved into this process, and they are showing the things. So even those who do not participate, they are the audience, even they also learn a lot of things. So one way this activity oriented learning is a stress free learning for the children. Then the very important thing which I feel like for the students to participate in activity is that they develop lot of confidence, because once they are sitting within the four walls, they are sitting at home or they are sitting in their study room, they are just getting glued to the books, they don't develop that kind of confidence to come to the stage. And confidence is the most important thing for every human being. And once we are confident, then definitely we try to take our lead forward in the process of learning. So we must try to build confidence among our children through these activity. That is very important. Then the creativity, the creative skills are generated in the children if we give any kind of things to them for participation, because they start thinking how to make waste, how to make best out of waste, how to create posters, how to design different kind of things. So they become creative. Their creative skills are also developed through these things. So it is very important for the children. Now see what happens. There may be some people who are not in favor of activities. They sometimes may feel that it is simply the children are taken out of the class and they are busy or involved in some kind of games or physical activity. But I believe that we have to change our mindset. The parents, the management, the teachers, positive, and they need to develop their mindset that learning through activity is always much better, and they feel comfortable also for the learning. We cannot entirely say that everything has to be learned through activities only, but especially there in the primary sections or in the middle sections, most of the things must be through activity. That's what Athel Tinkering Lab has been brought into the educational system, then STEM education and so many other things. So the children are also having experiential learning. They experience themselves and they don't need to relearn, they don't forget it. Then the leadership qualities. The children learn to come forward, they try to lead the group, whether it is an activity of doing some creative things, or it is some kind of speech or a group discussion or a dance or playing some kind of music or coming into the sports field. They develop this skill to come forward. They try to learn taking risk in the life. They come forward, so they develop the leadership skill with the confidence through the activities that the children are learning. The most important thing what many times we all have felt is that this learning through the activity is very much durable. You don't forget it easily. Once you learn something through the books, you have to revise it after 10 days or a month, otherwise your learning goes down. But whatever we learn through the activity, we don't forget it. Even throughout life, we keep this thing in our mind. So I strongly believe that learning is always much better through the activity than through the books and other things. I know everything cannot be learned through the activity only. Books are also very important. I don't need to undermine the importance of books. So we are going to develop a very strong mind of learning, and the learning is also very joyful, and there's a physical alertness. Physical movements are also there in this learning. I think I'm overshooting my time, Dr. Gulshan. So
We have
I'll be taking just a minute or two more to wind up myself. So what I strongly believe that the Learning through the activity for the students is very important. That is what CBSE also has stressed upon art integrated learning. NEP is also coming. So many skills we are developing through activities, and we need to develop our mindset. And I am sure that all the people in this webinar, those who are participating and through our YouTube link later on, will definitely get some positive outlook towards learning through the activities. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rohit Ashwa, Duri ji, Principal, Guda International School, Guda, Gorji, Junjunu, Rajasthan. So I had a lot of colleagues in the Indian Army with me from Junjunu. I'm proud of them. We joined armed forces together. We served together. It's a beautiful place. I've gone 3-4 times. Next time when we come, I'll certainly visit your school for some interaction and some motivational talk for the children. Now,
Sir, great pleasure. I'll take a few seconds. Even I also had been in armed forces. I was in Indian Air Force for 15 and a half years.
God bless you. God bless you. We are proud of you.
So please do visit. Please do visit whenever you happen to come this area. You are most welcome. We will really feel very proud and privileged to have you in our school. Thank you so much, sir.
God bless. God bless. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to move on, and I would like to share with all of you that now post lunch, now we'll go for lunch, and thereafter we will have a program at 2:15. 2:15 to 3 o'clock. There's going to be a wonderful presentation by Rajiv Tiwari ji and Anurag Gupta ji, director for the STEM Robo Technologies. They'll give the practical part of it, what all they are doing. And thereafter at 3:15 to 4 p.m., we have got another program which we will take on, and we all will work out. We will plan it out. And with these words, we just